Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're live.
Howdy.
It's going to take people a second to get in here.
Yes.
Probably should have done a starting soon screen.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That would have been smart.
This is the producer's job, not mine. I'm just the talent.
You're God today.
I don't gotta think.
There we go. All right.
My thinking is 100% dedicated to DMing this campaign, which we'll talk about shortly. We'll let
You
people.
mean keeping?
The keeper.
The keeper.
You call yourself whatever you. Don't let this man tell you anything.
That's a very good point, Jim.
Wow. Well, you've heard the last words of me for this podcast.
I somehow doubt that.
I think we would actually kick you off the podcast.
You look
That was
over
the last thing that you said.
and you see me shaking like a pot of boiling water.
Oh, I was thinking like a little chihuahua that's like just not allowed to bark, but is shaking violently.
I would set him up for the most punniest puns I could pun just to see what he would do. I think he would turn purple.
Why would you put me through that punishment?
He would
See,
give in.
there you go. Done.
Oh, airplane mode on my phone.
Oh yeah, we need airplane mode plus
Oh, I
Wi-Fi. Boom, and turn that on because I cannot be away from phone at this point.
No, and neither should you.
Nope. Whole new world. I used to be the only person who turned it completely off and didn't even worry about the internet.
And now you got a baby.
Now I got a baby. Oh, but I'm excited to RP again. Our other RPG campaign ended. I haven't been able to play our other one for 3 or 4 weeks at this point.
But what
in a
about your
drought.
other one? Other one.
You mean Baldur's Gate 3? We got to play about 2 hours in the last month, even though we bought
Yeah,
it.
that'll do
Can I
it.
have a pencil?
Who is
as opposed
this?
To an Apple Pencil.
I don't know. It came out of my bag.
Schmiegel.
I think was it part of the was that part of our campaign for masks?
What's
I'm hearing
going
the
on?
audio from your
computer.
PC.
Oh.
Turn down
Or
the
your
PC,
phone or
perhaps.
something?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, is it
that
mine?
phone.
Da-
It
da-
Yeah.
is
da.
mine.
You're live.
There we go.
The
We're
funny
all
thing is we
learning.
didn't hear it till just now.
We're so loud.
Whatever.
Well, I assume. Okay, we've been live for a couple minutes. We can give a little intro.
Yeah. So anybody watching, we're going to do chat on the Twitch chat, not the Discord chat.
Yes. So please switch. So it'll be easier for me to keep track of all of
Gotcha.
that.
So we still So we still have our thing up in the Discord. We're just doing it on the Twitch.
Yes.
That makes sense.
The last couple that we've
Oh, you
done
have turned into a
just
dad.
been
You call it
all Twitch.
the Twitch.
Oh boy.
Hey, I got a
boy.
notification. Pop Culture
Are you
Roll Call
playing
is
their
live.
Nintendos on the Twitch?
Yep.
It says we're streaming board games. Is the title? Still
I already
board
changed
games?
that to
Okay,
tabletop
cool.
games.
Yes.
Sorry.
We were playing board games last time.
Nice.
We did.
Okay.
I wish
so
I was here for that. It looked fun.
It was. It was a great time.
Yeah, I got the tune in. That was cool.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, Colin.
Thank you. Good to be back.
All right. So, everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Roll Call live stream. As usual, we're doing a strike special. And what we're going to do is prep for what we're going to be at least spending the next episode, if not longer, of the regular episodes of Pop Culture Roll Call.
You tell us, Bob.
Monster
I was
of
about
the
to say,
Week.
she said strike season. I think that's when your call and
supposed to make fun
response
of
is
Bob
supposed to.
now?
Yes.
I thought it was pay up, Bob.
Pay up.
Pay up, Bob.
Oh, he knows at this point.
Well, no, you got to keep saying it. We're gonna make sure we need. How are we gonna make sure to say pay
Bob,
up, Bob, if you don't
Bob,
keep saying it?
Put those Mickey Mouse little hands inside your little pocket.
But they have big gloves on.
Yeah.
them. How's he going to fit those big
That's
gloves
the
in his
problem.
tiny pockets?
No, it's all those hands are 90% glove, 10% hand. And you put your hand in the pocket.
It's like a cat,
and,
like you
and you
just
pull
stick
out
through the-
your crypto or your Bitcoin, or whatever currency
No,
you
I
think
want
is cool.
real money.
Okay, you pull out the Stone Cold Cash,
Don't pay SAG in Bitcoin.
and then you send it to everyone.
Fucking
Whether
nightmare that would be.
Oh yeah. That's how we.
Well,
end
we're
this
on strike again because
Yeah.
also
Bitcoin failed.
we added this last time. David Zaslav, you're now in there too.
Yeah, there's a lot of you.
lot of
okay,
bastards
so what
floating
we're
around out
doing
there.
is we're going to be doing session 0 for Monster of the Week. So if you haven't figured out due to the camera layouts, I will be the keeper, the DM, the GM. I will use all
I
of those
believe
words
the word is
interchangeably.
tabletop.
Yes, and
She
you
used
guys,
the
the rest
tabletop?
of you are table bottoms. So I will be running the campaign, and the rest of them will be
Never heard that one
playing.
before?
No, and I like it.
I love it.
It's great. You're not on the right side of TikTok. Anyway, my point is what we're going to do today is we're going to start developing kind of the theming and the characters that everybody's going to play in our first episode tomorrow. Tomorrow for us. For
Next
the rest
episode.
of you,
Next
Wednesday. So I would like, before we start, there is in the book a section that talks about what kind of team you guys want to be.
kind of team. That's a good idea.
So that is like pretty important, just because we're going to be figuring out like, hey, what are we gonna like? What's going to be the general theme of it? And if you guys don't have any ideas, I'm happy to supply, and I'm gonna be using the PDF, the live PDF. This game, I want to say, is it's like open in some ways, where they really want people to share it, to like talk about it, to post it online. So
Yeah,
we're all good with that.
like on the copyright page, I don't know if anybody else read this. It's like, copyright Evil Hat Productions, or no part of this may be reproduced, blah, blah, like kind of your standard copyright stuff. And then it's underneath it says, that said, if you're doing it for personal use, knock yourself out. That's not only allowed, we encourage you to do it. For those working at a copy shop and not at all sure if this means the person standing at your counter can make copies of this thing, they can. This is express permission. Carry on.
That's very good.
There we are. Great. So for the first session, what we're going to do is do a team concept. So this is a book that is kind of taking inspiration from shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it's basically like...
I just read the
last
underneath
one.
it says, this is a game where people make up stories about wonderful, terrible, impossible, and glorious things. All the characters and events portrayed in this work are fictional. Any resemblance to real people, creatures of the night, psychic hunters hell-bent on ending the werewolf threat, or actual Mongolian death worms is purely coincidental, but kind of hilarious.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
This book's
Great
great.
vibe.
Yeah.
Probably the Apocalypse all has a kind of a good vibe.
Very much so. So what do you guys think? And like, let's pitch ideas. Part of the session 0 is developing this stuff. So I want to hear what everybody's ideas are. I can throw a couple in, but you guys tell me. Like, generally, do you want to be a team in an agency? Do you guys want to be at a school? Do you guys want to live in the same place? What are you guys thinking? What thoughts do you have?
I mean, I had like a skeleton version of my character that I could adapt into a couple of the different archetypes based on what other people were thinking. But I think most of them kind of lead towards not a like definitive agency, kind of either accidentally meet up theme or like unwillingly having to team up, like a very much like we have found this common purpose, and for better or worse, we need to start working on it together.
Okay. So do we want to kind of be like strangers that need to get to know each other, I guess, is the main thing? Or do we want to kind of be people who've known each other through some kind of circumstance? We could do a combination. Like some of us can know each other and some of us not. Because we're going to have 4-player characters.
Yeah, that would be my suggestion, is maybe like 2 of you guys know each other or something to make it a little cohesive.
And some are a little bit strange.
But so I mean, they have like sample
Yeah, let's get
team
some of
concepts.
Let's see if we have some. Let's get some dice rattling around the head.
Yeah. So, but you're kind of leaning
yeah.
more towards the found family type of team concept. Then,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm flexible, but I think that's a lot of what I was thinking about for my character, at least, was kind of that found family.
Okay,
vibe.
so you don't work for the man, is what you're saying. Like,
Oh, no.
But
No,
we
no.
also don't work for ourselves either, is what you're saying. Like we don't have like an agency a la like Angel,
Yeah,
and we don't have like a Scooby Squad a la Buffy.
correct.
I have always kind of liked the idea of while we don't work for the man, being like a community-led organization. Like we all live in the same community, and we are all volunteers with like other things going on.
We're a neighborhood watch.
Yeah, like the neighborhood watch, like because we can't rely on the man or sort of the power structures to come in and do it. Kind of like Gun, from
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Angel,
Yeah.
that kind of a vibe. I've
Okay.
always liked that a little
So
bit.
kind of like the cops aren't doing their job.
Yeah, or like they're not going to do the supernatural part of it. I do like that element of it from like that kind of Angel Buffy verse.
I can
There's
get behind
always
that.
there's
We don't
always
all-
that kind of a deal.
we don't have to agree right this second.
Yeah,
so
true.
let's keep going down the line. So 1, 2. What do you think, James?
Oh boy, if I were to pitch one, I think it would be more we're strangers on the internet who all believe in the underworld, like the world beneath the world where all these stuff exists, but like in a way that like we want to protect the overworld, but like with a normal people from the things that they don't know exist.
Got it.
Like kind of diving into like conspiracy theory kind of stuff.
I'm
or-
thinking more like cryptids. Like Bigfoot exists, but he's a dick. And people don't need to know about Bigfoot because if they did, it would not be good.
So we're like maybe the world's a little bit more like the world's a little bit more complicated, and rather than being like a community-led policing organization, that kind of a thing, we are all people who want to do something. We want
Yeah.
to like make a difference. And the way we did this, we like Googled it and found this like obscure forum that we then started like communicating on, and maybe we were all pulled together because we know that something has happened.
Yeah.
And we are like, well, no one else is going to do it. So, hey, something like insert username here. Like, we're all going to do a meetup at this location and we're going to figure it out.
But we actually
know
use
what's-
Meetup or
Yeah, we do like
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. We do like a Calendly, and we make sure that everyone's
Yep.
like available at the same time. Could be kind of fun.
I kinda
it's
like
Cryptid
that.
Chat is the website we use.
yeah, so
And-
we all get to
but,
meet
like-
each other for the first time, but we all know each other from the forums.
But people
I like that.
outside of
I
our
do too.
world think that we're just crazy people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, we're gonna go fight Godzilla, not Godzilla, but like
What
the
do you know?
Yeti or whatever, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
There's-
oh, meet up this place. We're gonna
There's a
trap
swarm
this
of
Yeti.
chupacabras that have made their way in the outskirts of town. Yeah,
That's pretty cool. That could also open us up to some kind of fun stuff where, like, say we play this for like 3 or 4 weeks, each one, like maybe for like a monster of the week, we can play different characters because
that
not
is
everyone's
true.
available for each meetup.
like a Justice League United. Sort
Yeah,
of
so
thing,
it's like this
or
week
Unlimited.
we all got together in like St. Louis to like take out the swamp monster, and then like now it's 3 months later, and we've all got like rumblings that Mothman is down in Fort Lauderdale, and not at the
Oh,
same
he's taking a
people
road
can't
trip.
come.
Yeah.
Little peek behind the curtain. We actually were planning on that because we didn't know how often you would be available to do these.
Oh,
so we're
sure.
like, oh,
So
we
you can
could.
jump in.
If
We
you ever
could
can't make it one
swap
week,
out
your car
characters.
broke down.
But I think
Yeah.
I think that's an even better idea. Whereas if
Instead
you
of
guys have 2 characters that you really like and you want to play both, I don't have a problem with you swapping them
That
out.
could be fun. I mean, we wouldn't have to like character progression process of like the experience
Sure.
game,
That's
but
true.
Yeah.
we could
Yeah.
carry our experience over from one character to another. So if we get like level 2 in one of our characters, we could like take another
come back
character
with a
in
level 2
and a level
character.
2
Yeah.
character.
Oh, I'm not confident in being able to make one good character, let alone 2.
Well,
Fair.
I'll allow it if you want to do it. So,
allow
okay, great. So,
If anybody has any suggestions, feel free to throw them in the Twitch
yeah,
chat
please
as
do.
well.
We'll observe that as well. Yeah, we'll take feedback as we're part of the reason that we're doing this live is so you guys can toss out ideas if you have any. So please do. But I think that is a great idea. So what I'm kind of hearing is you guys vaguely know of each other, whether or not you guys know each other more intimately. Like let's say you guys have more thread conversations between 2 of you, etc. We can figure out later. But generally, you've never met IRL.
We also could use the Discord to do some fake like
Oh, that would be fun.
posting back and forth
That'd be
of
cool.
things we
Make
found.
like fake accounts.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
just
would
make one
actually-
fake channel. Make one channel that's nothing but like cryptid chatter.
That'd be good. That'd be good. Kind of cool.
I like
And
the
then,
idea
got
that most of
that
us
in
only
you.
know each other by our handles, not our actual names.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would be
do like
okay
that.
with that if you want to go by your handles instead of your real name in this game. That's something to think about. We don't have to decide that right now.
We
but
could
let's
do
think about that.
if we decide that we want to actually like lean into this hard. I do like the idea of making an RP only Discord channel where people can come in, like people of our community can come in and post as though things are real and we have to respond as our characters.
That's true.
That could be a lot of fun.
It's up to you guys.
That's a lot.
I'm
That's
the
work,
DM.
but it is
That's
good.
less work for me, but that's on you.
Right.
That's up to you guys. You guys
Well,
can
you
chew on
that's
that.
we'll
That's
skim
giving
through
you-
it. Yeah, that's
Well,
just giving you stuff.
Yeah,
to
that's
work
what I'm
with,
saying.
yeah.
That's making my life easier.
I kind of like that.
I do too.
Yeah, we can
Make a second Discord account,
Yeah, just a fake Discord and invite
with a
people
different
over.
nickname and everything.
That'd be really fun.
A lot of numbers in mind. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, it's replacing letters.
Interesting. I do.
Leaks peak.
Does anybody have any? I mean, so far the ones we've talked about, I like that the most
I agree.
because it kind of
Sorry.
like
I
leans
should- maybe I
itself
should
to
wait
what
till
we're
fourth.
doing now.
I didn't
And-
have an idea, so you say.
Well, I didn't either. That just came out.
Well,
I
Congrats.
really like that.
I didn't even think about the team. I just kept thinking about myself.
I like it. I think personally, I'd want to do more than just cryptids, but that's
Well,
just
yeah, no,
me.
that's just. I mean,
But
if,
I like
if you're
the
talking about,
concept.
I don't want to do conspiracy theories because that may lead credence to actual conspiracy theories that are garbage.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories are no longer fun. They ruined them. They ruined them all.
Back when I was a kid, they were fun and
They
whimsical.
were fun because there was no internet, and all you did was read it in a book. And you're like, well, that's a weird thing. That must be real. Look at that National Enquirer. That's a weird thing too.
Oh, I mean Bat Boy?
Yep.
That's when it used to be fun. Anyway, so
I'm no longer fun. You're right.
that works for me because I think that gives us a lot of space to still play with it because like how well you guys know each other and maybe 2 of you have met in real life. It gives you guys a lot of space as we start developing these characters, as we start solidifying what we guys want to do, it's still bendable. So I think that's good. I'm good with that if you guys are good with that.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
I hate it. Oh wait.
Oh wait.
Oh well. I need like a big
a gavel.
Order. I'm gonna need something to herd the cats. All right. Well, let's start considering the next step. Really, is figuring out what kind of playbook you guys want to run. So a playbook is basically a character archetype. They're hunters is what they're called in this version of Powered by the Apocalypse game, Monster of the Week. And I've asked everybody here at this table to come with a couple of options that they were thinking about playing as, and we can kind of talk about it. Do you guys mind going around so we can just kind of see what everybody's thinking of, and then we can maybe shake that out a little bit as we see.
The one thing to note though is like the book, the game wants you to only have one of each.
That is correct.
So you shouldn't double up on a playbook as well.
Right. That's part of the reason why I want to go through, because if everybody picks the same one, we've got a lot of work to do today. So
Right.
So if anybody's ready to pitch, I'll take your pitches now.
So I had a general concept that I found like kind of 3 different ways to finagle, just in case I don't want to claim one book in case someone else had that one in mind. So I'm like, okay, I have an idea that I can make work a couple different ways. And the very like kind of basic idea that I started with is a descendant, an unwilling, unhappy with choice descendant of Van Helsing.
Okay.
And the first concept, because I looked at the Crooked playbook, which is this criminal life of crime, and I thought about this idea of like everything I've always seen is like someone who finds out they're a Van Helsing descendant, and it's like, I'm a hero. What if you just didn't want that bag? And so the idea is this guy who has this natural gift of fighting evil, but does not want that responsibility, does not want that pressure, and has gone out of his way to kind of fight that destiny, and has just become a criminal. But almost by accident, can't help but sometimes get involved. It's almost like, yeah, you can only fight the path so far. Like it's going to push you right back towards fighting evil. But then I was able to I could pivot that to the expert for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. And then I had a fun idea with the divine of like, what if there is this kind of reason why this Van Helsing figure is so like profound at fighting evil? What if there was someone in the past who did a deal for this divine power?
Right.
And so it's legit.
The power's in the blood.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're part of Van Helsing's lineage. Van Helsing had some communication or some sort of like deal or pact in some fake version of this reality that is passed down through generations. Kind of the Connor and Angel thing. Like you're born, you don't really want it. You're a little bit of a criminal, but you have a divine element to you. You have what's the word I'm looking for? My brain is in foggy no sleep mode.
A chosen.
It's like a chosen thing.
You're a prodigy and killing evil.
There is a chosen one.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at too, because like divine is one thing, but then chosen as well could work with that character.
Okay. Great. Okay, so we've got Mike has the Crooked, the Expert, and the Divine. Does anybody else have a couple of options they want to pitch for their character?
Crooked Expert or Divine? Crooked Chosen Divine?
Crooked, Expert, and
Expert
Divine.
was the
Those
other
are
one
the
he had
3
mentioned.
that he...
Yeah, I had mentioned the chosen, but
if we do need a
divine.
But if we do need a chosen, like I'm flexible.
Yeah, you want to be related to somebody famous and be angsty about it.
It was
is what you want.
It was. I came up with the idea, and it was hard to think past it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like that though, because that gives your character a really solid motivation and less about you don't have to stick. The playbooks are pretty malleable. That's kind of the benefit of these kinds of systems. So I actually like it when you come in with like a very realized character, and then we can fit it into the boxes however we need it to. So the character will be solid. So that's great. Okay, so who else wants to pitch some ideas?
I have one. So I have 2, and I'll pitch one of them now.
Okay.
So my first thought one was that I was going to be the monstrous, and I was the devil on somebody's shoulder, and the devil and the guy ended up siding with the angel, and they fired me, and now I'm a devil that lives on someone's shoulder, but I don't have an angel counterpart.
Oh, you don't. Oh.
And so I'm a little chaotic, like, imp creature that is constantly trying to get people to give in to their worst impulses.
Colin, have you watched Good Omens?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
And very similar, yes. I thought that would be fun. I was going to roll the monstrous with all of the control and manipulation. Like, I was just going to be somebody who's just out there trying to get people to make bad decisions.
Hold on. How about, I'm going to tweak it a little. I played the divine.
Yeah.
And our guy decided to do the neutral path of just like doing nothing.
Oh,
and we both just got bored and quit.
You're trying to get everyone
So
to
I'm the
make
angel.
the correct call, and I'm trying to get people to make the bad decision.
Yeah, I'm the angel on the shoulder
Yeah.
who also couldn't just stand by because he wasn't doing any. He was just living such a boring life that he was neither doing good nor evil.
So we're literally Good Omens. We literally take the characters. I mean, I do like that.
we could have been friends for a while.
There's a reason why that
it
concept
works.
works
Yeah,
so
right?
well. Like having an angel and a devil who are like unlikely friends, but are trying to influence for the good of everyone involved, but in opposite directions. I do like that. That was one of my ideas that I had last night. I have another one too, but I like that one.
What's the other one?
The other one that I had was taking cues from my current life. So I was going to do a mundane, and my guy is
You're the boring guy. That no.
yeah no. So I was going to play a middle-aged new dad who's married to a demon. And they just had a child and found out that it was essentially a Buffy-style chosen one.
The baby is? Okay.
And because his wife's a demon and she has friends who are oracles, and the oracle's like, hey, just as a heads up, when she's 13, she's gonna become a chosen one and she's gonna have to like fight demons. And he's like, that sounds super dangerous. So my whole thing is I'm going around and documenting all of the dangerous things in this world so that I can help prepare my child for their eventual calling as the chosen one. So I am kind of like a haphazard, bumbling, unemployed father who is trying to get involved with as many sort of like mysteries as he can and taking like diligent notes and trying to like study what's going on so that I can train my kid.
You know what 13-year-old kids love?
Yeah.
Parental interference.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it's always going to go super well.
So where'd you find the motivation for this character?
I don't know. I woke up in a cold sweat. My eyes were rolled back in my head, and I was babbling backwards in foreign tongues, and it just kind of came to me.
So the third wake up in the middle of the night.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been there.
God.
I've been there. Yeah.
The sleepiest
that.
one.
This is the sleepiest one. That is when I would, no joke, put on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers while I did a nighttime feeding.
Yep.
Because it was just mind-numbing enough. It was delightful.
Yeah, I woke up twice last night, just to pee.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Good for you.
not as eventful.
Anyway, James.
It's funny. I was originally going to go with like more like the expert. Like
Okay.
I did like Giles. I always
Yeah.
like the guy who just kind of like knows all the information or knows how to get the information. But with this setting that we might have, I think the Flake is a better option.
Flake is a fun one.
Where it's like he has all these ideas and most of them are right. Now he's found that some of them are actually correct, and so now he starts digging down those holes. And the hit ratio is not great, but he would spout off nonsense sometimes, but sometimes that nonsense is right, and that makes him keep going.
So you're Xander.
Ooh.
No, I don't think Xander's right that often, though.
Yeah, every once in a
better-
while, just enough to make him not shut up.
In all fairness, they do list Xander as the mundane.
The mundane.
Yeah.
Literally
Oh, the
in
mundane.
The book, yeah.
Flake is like
They have Agent Mulder
Right.
as the Flake.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I see what
so it's
you're
like
talking about.
kind of conspiracy theory. Like the text here is like everything's connected, but not everyone can see the patterns.
Which is why the whole cryptid chat exists.
Okay, yeah. Do
Are
think
you the
started-
admin?
Yeah,
I
you're
think I'm the admin.
So then you're doing the Flake.
I think I might do the Flake. Yeah, that's
I like
what
that.
I'm thinking
If we
right
didn't,
now.
if we didn't have a Flake,
Well, I
in
think we
this-
need a
in
Flake
this-
if we
in
do
this
that.
like message board ass setting, I feel like
Yeah.
we'd need one, right?
I don't think you. I am loath to say that you need anything.
No, I know.
No.
But if he didn't do the flake, I would.
Flake is an obvious
But
option
it
with
is
what
an
I just
obvious-
pitched.
It is an obvious.
Being the one
option.
that pitched it, I think the flake works well for
Do
me.
you feel good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Brian. Last but
Oh,
not
I'm
least.
between a handful of them at this point.
Was the flake
still.
one of the ones you were
The
between?
flake was actually like kind of like a late addition to my list.
Okay.
Sounds like Mike. Do you know if you're doing the crooked or the
List the 3 that you brought, and then we
Yeah.
will sort that out.
I was
Yeah.
between.
Because
I was.
pitch yours and we can shove him
I
off
don't,
the
Yeah.
side.
I don't have as good of a pitch, so I'm between the crooked, monstrous, and the wronged, and I'm just trying to
Okay.
figure out who's doing what.
the crooked, the monstrous.
I almost did the monstrous too. That was
Yeah.
that
And
one's
the
a fun. That was
wronged.
always a fun one. What kind of monster would you do though?
My first thought on the monstrous was like two beings incorporating the same body type of thing. So some sort of like specter and a mundane kind of human that like swap who is kind of in control. At
A
the same-
Jekyll Hyde.
Yeah, almost.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
maybe a little bit less, like violent kind of
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the TV show Legion?
I've not.
So there's a character in Legion where there's a guy who's like super smart and he's the scientific guy, but he also shares a body with a woman that only ages when she's in control.
Yep.
So he's an old man and she's lonely in like her 20s and she's the one that kicks butt. So he only brings her out usually
For fights and
For
stuff.
fights.
Yeah.
But they basically share the same body.
Oh, she's great.
That's pretty cool.
For the crooked, I was liking the idea of like basically like a drug dealer, like kind of low level criminal who can just like one of the checkboxes here is like a fixer, is like when you need to buy something, sell something, or hire somebody, like that's a move. And I like the idea of a person who like kind of starts on like the mundane criminal side and then like gets roped into like selling like mystical items and like buying and selling mystical items,
like
kind of
that.
like without even his knowledge until he starts figuring out more of it. And then the wronged, I think, is pretty straightforward. It's like you lost somebody close to you via some sort of monster. I was like, my best friend got murdered by some monster that I ended up starting to kind of like trying to eliminate from this plane.
Okay. And so, as we'll go backwards, we'll just do a first pass of this. Brian, which of the 3 that you listed, or I guess 4 if you consider the flake, do you feel like you have the best backstory for? Because what we're going to do after this is we're going to jump into start looking at the moves for each character that we've decided on, and then fleshing out the abilities to like what our game, and then like our relationships. So which one do you feel like you've got the most to give for that character, or that you want to play?
That's a great. I'm really just split between all 3 of them, and I know Colin was thinking about the monstrous and Mike was thinking about the crooked. So maybe I'll let them pick and then come back to me.
All right, so first pass then, does anybody have like, oh, I really feel like after talking this out, this is the one I want to do?
I'm good with the flake.
You're good with the
Yeah.
flake? Okay.
Yeah.
You think the
I'm liking it.
admins? You're essentially playing the producer of the
James
of the team.
can't let
He
go.
can't let it go.
I can't.
I kind of like the
Can't.
idea because one of the team concepts was like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like a Slayer plus like kind of friends. It's like it almost fits into that role plus a bit of like the road trip concept. Like
The road tripping
Yeah.
monster
The-
hunting family.
Yeah, what is that? Supernatural.
Supernatural. Yeah.
yeah, but like you can pin a post to the top of the forum being like we're killing Bigfoot.
All right,
I love
fellas.
that we-
This week,
I love the idea that we're like operating like forums still kind of exist, even though they're like.
But they would for
very-
people like this though.
That's true.
right.
That's true.
These
They're
people
very
who've been like
specialized.
doing this.
do you
want to
set this in like a late 90s, early 2000s? Like maybe cell phones are about the best we got.
Decided that,
Yeah.
but I am tempted to, given the emphasis on like the forums and stuff. Just that kind of internet interaction is very, as a bunch of millennials, reads pretty like
Sure.
very early
Welcome.
2000s, late 90s.
Uh-huh.
I have not at all. Just heads up, I have not seen that show with all the kids on the bikes.
Stranger Things?
Yes,
Or
so,
the book Kids on Bikes.
I know I was kind of making a joke about that, but no, I have not seen Stranger Things. So apologies.
Oh,
if
you haven't seen
anything-
Goonies. Gotcha. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
That's 80s.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Stranger Things is the
Stranger
80s.
Things is
Okay,
80s,
great.
yeah.
So I wasn't sure. I was like, is
No.
there going to be too much overlap? Because
That's
if,
more
if
like-
they do, it will not be intentional. 'cause
That's
I
more
haven't
like
seen
Paper Girls.
it. I see.
That's I think a little more late 80s, but then they
Okay.
jump ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I haven't seen the new seasons, but
Great.
Well, there is no
So-
new season.
All right, so the flake. for
Read the
James.
books though; they're good.
okay, cool.
Done. James has got the flake.
Blake,
Fantastic.
nailed down.
Flaking.
Awesome. Now you can start looking at your book while the rest of us, so we can start thinking about what kind of character you're going to build out there. Think about your backstory, sir.
Start flaking it up.
How about the
Wanna
rest
get
of
some
you?
So, Mike, what do you feel? I feel like you're pretty set on your like backstory. What do you think makes the most sense for you?
I think so. If I went my crooked path, it is very much a backstory of I don't want to be involved in this world. So I think coming to a forum to talk more about this world is a harder leap for me.
Yeah, that doesn't make as much sense.
It's and like that is what I want if I go the crooked route.
Could
Like,
you-
I want the I don't want this life.
Okay.
What?
You're not. So you're opposed to. You are. Like you have a genealogical test that says you're related to Van Helsing, and you are insufferable about it, because that's another way you could go with it.
The other
like,
way.
you're a crooked sort of like criminal. Like maybe you were a troubled teen who then like found a book in the attic and realizes that Van Helsing is like your great 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 grandfather, and it suddenly gave you purpose, and you're kind of insufferable.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot.
But that's another way you could go with that. That's a
You
little bit
also
easier.
could go with the thing that's like, just because you don't want to do it doesn't mean you don't do it. Like
Right.
you know this world
Yeah.
exists. You know you're part of
And-
Van Helsing. So like, but can you let these people suffer?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You get a
And, like,
Buffy-est quality.
Yeah.
I'm torn because I can also see like I think we do as a group probably have a need for someone like the Divine or the Chosen, like someone who can do some of the heavy lifting. Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Don't worry too much about
yeah.
that. That's my job.
I know.
Think about
what.
yeah.
And
Think about what
I don't
is
want to
more
like
fun.
just shift it back to you, but like, what are you the most set on? Because I can go
not.
either
I'm
of
not.
three
I'm
ways.
really
Mike,
not.
can you pitch one more time? I know we talked about it, but I don't think I really grasped it. Can you pitch your divine version of Van Helsing?
The divine version is I come from ascended from the line, and it started when a ancestor made a deal with some divine force, whether or not it was good or nefarious, we don't know,
Ooh.
to essentially be given the power to fight these supernatural creatures.
Okay.
Don't know what that deal involved.
Could I pitch something?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if that's the case, maybe like you kind of approach it from like a warlock relationship from D&D, where like you don't have the full terms of the deal really, but you're beholden to it, so you have to go online and solve these because that's just part of the deal or whatever. that
There's
you
another
made.
playbook that Mike might want to consider with this concept, which is the Initiate. The flavor text here says, since the dawn of history, we've been the bulwark against darkness. We know the evils of the world, and we stand against them, so the mass of humanity need not fear. We are the flame that cleanses the shadows. One other thing here is like the sect. It's like you're a part of an ancient secret order that slays monsters. Where are they from? How old are they? Are they religious? Why do they stay secret? How do they recruit? You basically need to pick their like the sect's traditions.
So I saw that, and I think I was going for less of a like organized
Sure.
group
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
Like I was very much
More
going
of a
like
family than a big cult.
yeah, we don't trust bosses.
That's more like the
Okay.
chosen.
bureaucracy. Like
If you want to go in that route.
I do
too.
like that idea because I think it lends into some like potential like is this a like what was the other side of the deal? Like I like that it seems like I'm doing good, but what was given in return?
Yeah, I think either the chosen or the divine would work for that. It's up to you. The divine is specifically about holy powers, so which is fine. That's totally cool if that's what you want to do. I think you just need to chew on, because the chosen is special destiny, which is neutral.
Yeah.
Divine is holy powers. I want you to chew right now on which one you want to do,
Or
and
the
then
crooked still, right?
no. He
Crooked
said he
you,
didn't want
crooked
to
you,
do
crooked
that.
you.
So for his character, so
Yeah.
those are the two I want you to chew on. It seems like that's where
Yeah.
we're settling. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just
No, you're
I'm going through
right.
it.
I think the crooked was the first idea I had, but with this concept that I do like, it's the hardest to
connect.
justify
Yeah.
versus these two.
Okay. So I want you to chew on those two, and then we'll come back to you when you've made a decision. Colin, do you feel like, or Brian, do you have one that you feel solid?
If Mike's not doing the crooked, I'll probably do the crooked.
Okay.
Cool.
and that's not on Colin's list anymore.
Yeah, no,
so.
I just had still the monstrous, the mundane. I
Yeah.
like both of my characters pretty well. I do like and I mean, it sounds like we might be able to just like use the two of them. I do think that based on everything that I'm hearing, we don't have like a chaotic character. Everyone seems to have like a drive or determination. It could be fun to have like a wise, cracking, smooth talking like devil on the shoulder of the group.
Sure.
And like there's some like demonic quality, like have some sort of supernatural abilities. Have the little weirdo. Like I feel like every Monster of the Week show has a little freak.
Yeah.
That like just like hangs out and does stuff with them. Like there's always some like little like your karaoke's and your
It's your little freak.
yeah, you
Just a
gotta
little
have the little freak who like has your
freaky guy.
connection,
You know,
like,
and-
knows the demons,
And
and
having
like,
lack of sleep will make you a total freak.
That's true.
You're right there.
It's your villain origin story.
yeah. But I'm also I'm very tied in. I do think the stronger backstory is the dad who's out here like documenting things for his child, and like
Yeah.
I do think if we're RPing the characters in the Discord, having somebody who's like technologically incompetent but like trying to be part of like an online social
I'm just
atmosphere.
Loving, like you do the Stephen A. Smith fucking thing in the Discord, be like, "Yo, check this out," and it's just like IMG_3145.jpg.
Yeah, exactly.
I kid you not. My mother one time texted me a picture of a web link.
Yeah.
Like she wrote it on a piece of paper, and then took a picture of
Go
that
type
paper,
this in yourself.
and then texted it to me, and I had to literally
Type it out, point by
out
point.
from a handwritten note.
That's horrible.
Because I think both of my characters are the chaotic energy for the group. One is just like bumbling chaotic, and the other one is like intentionally nefarious chaotic.
Colin, I have a question.
Yeah,
For you.
what's
Have you ever played a character that isn't the chaotic energy of the group?
Not no. The Don, my
Sounds like
paladin,
no.
my paladin-ish character wasn't, but most of the time I
You
do
had to
typically
say
play.
paladin-ish.
Yeah,
So,
it's true. It's true.
He
He's
was a paladin until is what I'm hearing.
I do like the chaotic energy of the group. It is a fun thing.
and you're
that I
good
like.
at it, so I
do like it.
I like having
Not gonna stop
a
you.
chaos gremlin.
I think a chaos gremlin would be fun. I'm gonna say
they're
I'm
both funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say that. I'm gonna keep the dad in the back pocket, and then
Well, you can bring the dad out one week if you want.
exactly.
like
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like I would need to, because it would make sense that he would not be available for all of them.
Yeah.
Like he has a kid at home, so maybe will bring him in. But I think I want to play a little freak. I think I want to play a little demon, a little devil who like is just on this message board because he wants to spread dissent. Because there's some stuff in like the Monsters playbook where you have like your pure drive and you have to pick an emotion and then use it as your like primary driving force. And I think like greed, right? Or I don't know, envy or something like that would be super fun.
Okay. Well, chew. Okay, great.
Or a dark master.
We'll do monstrous. You start chewing on
Yeah,
those
I'll
because we're
chew on
gonna
these.
get to that very shortly. Because we only have one person left, and that's Mike. Mike, have you decided?
I think the divine intrigues me more.
That I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Do the one where the example is Castiel, however you pronounce it.
It's Castiel.
Stash is like in the fandom for Supernatural, having watched 6 episodes of the show.
I find it fascinating.
I
The
just
fandom.
The fandom itself on Tumblr is incredible, and I just can't look away. I've probably spent more time
On the
reading Tumblr of Supernatural than I have spent watching Supernatural.
He's a top favorite. I just did, and that was my incredibly bad impression of his voice, which is a very distinct voice, and I can imagine after the first episode, he's like, why did I make this choice? My voice is going to be in so much pain for the rest of this season.
Woof. Okay, great. So we've got Mike as the divine, Colin as the monstrous, but with the mundane dad in the back pocket, James as the flake, and Brian as the crooked. So monstrous, divine, crooked, flake. Interesting.
Yeah.
Also,
There's a lot of places this can go.
I like the idea of a freak
A
and
little
a
freak.
divine in the same group.
Exactly.
Like, that's going to just be a natural, just like,
Yeah, I'm going to be constantly trying to undercut and undermine everyone's good intentions.
Okay.
Like a pure agent of chaos.
And I know that I can immediately kill you if I needed to.
I do like
Not
that.
if he goes full goblin mode.
Well, it's almost like you guys are reading the instructions to this book because that is our next step.
Let's
actually,
do it.
let's talk
Next step
about.
is killing Colin's character.
No.
I have another one in my pocket.
I do want to
assholes.
point out there were some extra hunter types that nobody even considered. The luchador. I am shocked.
Wait, what?
You
There's
didn't.
a luchador. Is that in the second set?
It's in the. You have to go on the
Extra
website.
hunter? Oh,
Essentially.
no, there's
Oh.
extra hunter types. It's the next page.
Yeah.
The
I
action
didn't look through those at
scientist,
all.
the big game hunter, the constructed, which is a built being, the exile, the hard.
I almost
case.
considered the Snoop, which the Flake would be a sidestep of.
Yeah,
I didn't look through
The
those at all.
summoned, the sidekick, the meddling kid, the mad
Or the summoned
scientist,
because Hellboy's awesome.
the luchador.
That would have been 2 on the nose for me.
The luchador?
See.
You don't go first thought. You go second thought.
Yeah.
I've never seen you go second thought.
Well, I think before I went into the books, I'm like, okay, I don't want books to influence an idea. So what's my basic idea first? And then it was like, okay, what books intrigue me, and how can I influence my idea by the books?
I like that. I think you did a great job because it gave you a lot of flexibility, and you ended up with something that I don't think you would have picked just based on the book.
No.
So I think that worked out for you.
I like to go no thought.
No.
I literally did not come with anything because I figured I'd make something up on the spot.
That's
And
how
I
I
feel like
approach
it's
my-
always better than when I sit and make a character.
That's totally
That's how I approach
fair.
my day
I
job.
honestly, anytime I make a D&D character, I usually base it on something or start there, or I will be like, I want this class. Because with D&D,
Right.
it's a lot of like, what cool things do you want to do? So it's like, all right, well, I want to start as a whatever. And then I will Google image search that and just look at pictures and be like, who speaks to me? And then write a whole thing around it.
Yeah. All right.
But I didn't want to do that with this.
So we're gonna there's a couple more options here that we usually, which is like team concept or like why you guys formed your team. We kind of already gone through that, and I don't want to do too much of this because I have some set pieces that we'll be working on Monday where we're gonna start, and we can like kind of fill that backstory in later. But I do want to maybe talk about like how do you guys all know each other? Maybe like how friendly or unfriendly do you guys want to be on the forums? Because we're gonna assume that this is like a 90s early 2000s forum and you guys have spent some time interacting. How much you guys have interacted with each other, how much fights on the forums have you guys gotten into with each other? Maybe none at all, maybe you barely just know each other's usernames. That's fine, but I kind of want you guys to think about it in the context especially of like the types of characters that you guys have pulled, right? So we have the monstrous with Colin, we've got the divine with Mike, we got the flake with James, and we got the crooked with Brian. So
Is everybody's forum persona more or less their actual persona?
that's a great question.
Because like
For
I can
me,
see
100%.
I could, yes, for you 100%. For you, like I can see either way. Colin, I'm wondering if you are like
I think my
Yeah.
character has like 3 accounts and uses
Oh my
and
God.
like essentially like re-agrees and upvotes myself to try and like add additional
real piece of
influence.
shit.
I'm a real piece of shit. I think I'm a bit of a
burner
troll.
accounts.
Yeah, I think I have some burner accounts that maybe you all don't realize.
do you ever
are
do
all
the thing
me.
that inevitably happens where you forget to switch accounts, you reply to yourself like, that's a good point, man.
Yeah, and then I try and delete it, but like
guy's
maybe your character James can see that
See, the
I
IP
del-
addresses are the same.
identical.
Yeah, on forums, the admin can see IP addresses for users. So they can probably see these 3 accounts are tied to the same IP address.
I think I've been
I
banned.
noticed, and I don't, and I
it
I
slide.
probably have tried banning you a few times,
Yes.
and you keep coming back with more. And the problem is, you know stuff.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So
Right.
it's like, well, he's useful.
And I'll like get a new computer every once in a while just to like stay on the forum.
Sure.
I do think whenever we talked about Good Omens, the like Crowley was like, for people who don't know, Good Omens was the snake in the Garden of Eden, and is like and is an aspect of the or is one of the demons of hell, and is here to like spread dissent and evil, but loves being on Earth more than he wants to destroy it. So it's like trying to do
It's
just
amazing.
enough
Yeah.
just enough evil so that
say he
the
did his
devil
job.
Yeah, so that the devil and the demons will stay off his fucking back, but not enough to actually collapse society.
Because you're enjoying
Because I'm
society.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a hedonist, and I think that's my
Yeah.
character too. I think I'm going to be like a hedonist, sort of like. I think I'm going to take the Dark Master, and I do want to have like some sort of like demonic presence who I have to like answer to, and I'm trying to fake my work just enough not to get fired.
Which is why you help us.
Which is why I help you,
Yeah.
but also why I'm trying to like spread chaos, because I can constantly point back to this group of people who are trying to do good by stopping the evil master's plan and saying like, I'm infiltrating, I'm like on the inside, but I'm really spreading just enough dissent to like keep it interesting for myself and like prove that I'm trying my best.
I tied his shoes together the other day.
Yeah,
It was
right.
great.
Okay, so I also I want to kind of keep track of this a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've got the mantras, which we'll come up with names and forum names. You guys can think about that. I don't need that right now. Who's got like 3 burner accounts? The Flake. So it seems like the Flake is the admin for this
I
forum.
feel like I'm the admin. I feel like I am true. The personality I put on there is the person I am. Except for I never use my real name, and at this point I don't even in my real life.
Okay, that's good
I
to
ask
know.
people to refer to me only as my handle.
Even in real life. you
Even
said?
in real life.
Yeah, I love that.
Which I don't go out much.
Oh, we need to come up with a good ass handle for you.
I'm starting to write some down. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I don't need that right this second. That's going to be like probably one of the last things we do.
All right.
But
Me as the-
I just want to double
Yeah, yeah.
check. You've tried to kick him out of the forums
Yeah.
before. Okay.
Yeah.
But you let it slide because his tips are usually right.
Yes.
Because I am ultimately trying to help you all, because if you completely fail, then my job actually succeeds, at which point I have to stop doing it and do something harder.
So you're almost like surreptitiously like you're playing a double agent and like slipping us tips and
Yes,
stuff.
I'm trying to keep you just enough.
I think I end up banning your more aggressive accounts that aren't giving as much good information and keeping your good accounts, your accounts that have the good information.
You're kind of like subconsciously, and I think I'm taking it in, like you're teaching me exactly how much of a shitbag I can be on the forums
Yes.
while staying like
Right.
relevant. So I'm giving you just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, I think that works.
That
Yeah.
tracks with admin forums.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Okay, great. Brian, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go on.
No, it's all good. So I'm thinking that my character is actually, compared to everybody else especially, much newer to this world. So like just found out about the supernatural stuff like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point. New to the forums and still very skeptical of a lot of this stuff happening. So like doesn't believe that all of it's real, thinks that you guys are, partially just kind of like insane in a weird way of just like, none of this stuff is real. You guys are crazy if you think that Mothman's actually running around until like proven otherwise. But kind of keeping up on the forums because effectively that's my job. Like I stumbled into this world via a job that, I procured something for somebody and things went horribly. I'm not exactly sure on the details of that yet, but like realize that some of this stuff is real and then, trying to like understand more of what the hell just happened, found this forum and then, starting to believe.
Do you think it could be interesting because I feel like another thing where we do these like online forums, and I'm thinking now I'm taking a little step out of Monster of the Week and into this like cyberpunk futurism kind of thing, but cyberpunk futurists always have this like anonymous sort of like internet hacker type person who is able to do the dirty deeds and like procure things. It's like maybe you're our forums like go to guy.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
Yeah,
whenever
that makes sense.
so it's
Yeah.
not like you didn't like you stumbled, maybe it's less you stumbled in and more like we hired you for one job and it ended up working out really well, and now you're kind of the only person that we go to when we need illegal stuff done. Most of the time it's just us talking and sharing information, but like when it's action time and we need to like get a van that has like a plate that like with fake plates, or if we need to get like passports, or if we need to like get a specific type of like weapon to kill a monster or demon, like you're the person who sets up the encrypted chat or
Yes.
like does anonymous deliveries, like you're
100%.
you're our contact.
Yeah. So one like on the background section of the Crooked, there's like, oh, what did you worked a less than legal job before you became a monster hunter. What did you do? And it's like burglar, grifter, assassin, whatever, pickpocket. I'm picking fixer, which is about like buying
Yeah.
and selling things and like being able to like procure the things that I need. So yes, I love that.
Perfect.
I like
Which
that.
one of you or yous has asked the Crooked to do it, to bring them something?
Oh, I definitely.
You?
I mean the admin
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure too, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
You think so?
You're like organizing some stuff and you're the ones like
'Cause
setting the meetups.
I feel like this
and-
isn't our first outing as a group of web users. I like maybe not this group, but like as a group of
As a forum.
As a forum.
As a forum, I've maybe this is my first time going out, but I've definitely like connect people to like each other to get some of these things moving.
You put the little blue check mark next to the Crooked's name, being like, yeah, this guy delivers his stuff. Like,
Yeah. He's a super user.
yeah.
Oh, verified.
Yeah.
You have a badge.
Verified, yeah.
Or at least
Badge.
I know a guy who knows this guy.
Yeah, sure.
And he says he's real good if he's a new user.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that makes sense for the flake as to why you've hired. How about the divine? When have you hired? And Brian, you're able to reject these if you don't think they fit to your idea.
I think it fits.
I feel like based on the encounters I would have in my life, there are times where I need a special weapon or ingredient to banish or kill something, where I'm like, okay, I have a person that doesn't really know who I am, so it's harder for them to trace who's making these requests, and I have a Postmates order to put in.
Yeah.
How?
And,
Okay, go
you
ahead.
know, I'm sure like my character, since he started realizing this world's real, has like started procuring way more silver, and then has started making his own silver bullets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
he's-
You're a little doomsday prepper, maybe.
yeah,
kinda,
almost
too?
a little bit. Yeah. Like I have a warehouse somewhere with just
I buy things in bulk.
let's in order to match up with what Brian was saying about being new to the forum, but also having you guys engage with him. Let's say that this has all started to happen recently.
Yeah.
Does that work for your guys?
Sure.
Where it's like
Yeah.
he's got to the
Couple
forum
months
and
or
it's
whatever.
been like maybe 1 or 2 months, and maybe the first couple things weren't super obvious.
Yeah.
But like they're starting to escalate, and you're starting to get more invested in this.
or
forum.
maybe they just found my services outside of the forum too.
That's very possible.
Right?
And
Maybe
then
I found out about the forum via one of them.
That's
too.
actually better.
Right? So like, you know, you knew that I was somebody who could procure some things. You're like, hey, here's a special request, and I got it for you. And you're like, yeah, cool. Like, you know, if you ever want some more business like this, here's a web link.
Yeah.
a
Written on a
picture
piece of paper.
Yeah. Take a picture of. Okay, love that. I love that. Okay, so then that is the monstrous, the flake, the crooked. All right, and then that leaves the divine. So you've got some connections to. We've already did some of these. The crooked. Is there anything else about knowing anybody or in the forum, or do you feel like you're a lone wolf outside of just getting the stuff that you need from?
A lone wolf.
Yeah, of course.
Like very much.
Mike, how many times have you not played the Lone Wolf?
When am I ever?
I don't know. I
I'm
haven't
just
role played with
teasing
you.
you.
I just think it feels like a thing you probably do.
No, like I feel like he's very much like he gets to be anonymous. He has found this kind of recent supply for some goodies, but it's also just like a really easy way to like passively overhear about these threats that some folks don't believe in, as a way to look for like essentially just job posting. I'm like, hey, you hear about this monster come out of this? Oh, really? What are they saying? And just writing down notes furiously of the next thing I need to kill.
I see. How long have you been on this forum?
I feel like I've known about it and I've been tracking it longer than I've been a member.
I see.
You are a lurker.
I think I was a lurker.
Yeah, by that.
Like joining that forum too early when there's like too few members just like puts a lot of like you can't just hide in the chaos. I feel like I got with that guy who joined like, hey guys, decided to be in this forum. Anyone got some fun stories to share? Tell me all your secrets.
I see. So your persona on the forum is a little like gullible, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I just want to be clear. So you're going to join up with this group, you're going to meet online or whatever. They're all going to believe that you're a gullible person and that you're going to show up like Van Helsing. That's the plan.
well,
Which is fine. I think that's very funny.
Yeah, I think his goal is to not be Van Helsing presenting.
Okay.
But it is hard when your legit like DNA is just can't help but kill.
I am positive you inherited at least 2 closets full of black leather dusters.
Oh,
Like,
I don't think there's gonna be one outfit that doesn't have some leather. But yeah,
I like the idea that you're like trying to hide, like you don't think the wardrobe makes you look like Van Helsing, but it absolutely does.
Yeah, I'm very critical about Van Helsing presented in media.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I love this. I think this is a really good base. I think we're all good with I guess the only thing I want to ask is the only person that besides the Crooked that I think that everybody would have an opinion on would be, how do you guys feel about some of the troll accounts that the Monstrous puts in there? Do you ignore them? Do you find them annoying? Like,
Well, would you have given? Hold on. I'll write that down later. I thought of the perfect username. Would the troll account? I'm so upset with this name, but I now need to use it. Would you have put in information that would have been untrue and led me on wild goose chases?
Do I? That's a good question. Does my troll? Because like I want you all to be involved in a legitimate way. I don't. I think maybe one of my core tenets is I want you to make bad decisions, but I don't think I lie to you. I want you. I think my driving force is the devil on your on your shoulder is not to misrepresent the facts of the situation, but more to influence you to make a decision that is evil or chaotic.
Okay, he would have been annoying.
I think I would have been annoying, but I don't think I'm intentionally misleading people.
I think because you're honest and it would have led me to like actual like targets.
Yeah.
It would have been an annoying that I like hate to put up with.
but you do.
But I do.
I see.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I think it's a really good distinction. I'm glad you asked me that question because I think it would be bad form for my character to be dishonest. I'm hedonistic, but I'm honestly hedonistic.
You're here for a good time, not a dishonest time.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think that's a good distinction, and I think it's true.
Is everybody okay with me being like an actual criminal, or does anybody have a problem with that?
No.
Because like
Not if-
mundane
not if you're
crime, I
helping.
don't think matters.
Don't
to
be a
you.
monster.
No.
Right? Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
not summoning
exactly.
monsters. We're fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna kill you.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're set. I think we have a pretty good handle on how our characters are going to interact, what are any kind of backgrounds we might have. So I think we should probably just move into going through the characters and your abilities and how that relates, because we also need to do some equipment and stuff, but I kind of want to save that until we figured out like what your main stuff your character is going to do. I'm not following this book 100% in order. I'm following it in the order that I think makes the most sense. So there you are. So the Crooked, unfortunately for you, Brian, is the first one
Yeah,
in
no,
the
okay.
list.
What's up?
So what kind, I'm going to pull up on the PDF here, the kind of look and background and stuff like that. We basically go into the handbook for the Crooked, and we're going to go through it. We don't have to do everything. You don't have to pick out your exact look yet or your ratings. But I do kind of want to, I'm pretty sure I know what your background is going to be, but I kind of want to go through the rest of these kind of character background building stuff and just get that set. And we can negotiate this as well as we go through it with like the gear and the moves and stuff like that. So, Brian, you said your background, you were thinking to do the Fixer.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So we're going to have you've got your character sheet, right?
Yes.
All right, I've got the character sheet up here as well. So you're gonna do a Fixer, which is you need to buy something, sell something, hire somebody, you know how to do it and who to do that for. Okay, great. And then for Heat, you didn't get here without making enemies. You need to pick two of those options and then name the people involved, which I think is pretty devastating. I didn't realize they were going to ask you for names. Sorry about that.
We also can help you with names.
We
yeah,
could.
I'm gonna ask for help with names.
I can help with names.
I do
too.
like having a rival. I think rivals are always fun,
Okay.
Especially in business.
especially in business rivals, legitimate business rivals. So one of them is that you have a rival from your background, enter a name here, who never misses a chance to screw you over.
Snakebite.
Snakebite. I love that.
If you really don't have a name, we
Yeah.
can come back and
You
edit
also
this.
can absolutely change these names.
Nope, Snakebite is a great name.
I just want them before we start tomorrow.
That feels like a criminal
yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little scummy guy. And then I think I want to do. It says pick at least 2.
Yeah, I'll let you pick 2. You can add more later.
Sure. I definitely want to do somebody with special powers, a person or monster who I took advantage of. Because on my moves thing here, I choose 2 crooked moves. One of the ones I chose is I quote unquote found a magical artifact with handy powers and kept it.
Okay.
So on that, I think I'm going to pick the skeleton key, which opens any magically sealed lock.
Ooh.
And I think
like
I
that.
stole that from somebody. Like they were doing a job. I'm like, this is too handy to let go.
Okay. So is that the criminal that you pissed off that you were supposed to bring it to, or is it your partner that you were working with and you just bounced with the loot?
I'm thinking this is someone with special powers who I took advantage of.
Okay.
So I screwed them over by like maybe changing the deal. Like I don't think that I full on stole it because I have a reputation to protect.
I see.
But I think I like finagled a deal into a way where I gotta kind of keep this thing.
Okay. I want you to think about what that could be, and I'll come back to you for
Who the monster is that I stole?
Yeah, I want to know more about how that happened because I might use that in the story. So
Sure.
I want you to think about. We'll say yes. We'll say that's what we're gonna do. But just think about that because I want some more backstory on that.
Yeah.
Which I think is.
I mean,
great.
I'm thinking it's going to be something like the deal went way harder south than anticipated. Like they misled me on what I was getting into, and so I did most of the.
Like they undersold it.
They undersold it,
Yeah.
right? And then like after things went horribly, I'm like, no, I need extra payment. I'm keeping this.
I see. And then you basically just didn't give him the ability to
Respond.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know who that is though. So if anybody
No
has an
worries.
idea on like a monstrous figure,
Let's-
you act like you have something. Huh?
Let's just
hold
hold
on.
let's
Oh,
hold
that's
on
a
to that.
smile, huh?
I
Hold,
didn't
please.
say anything. I'm leaving my options open, okay? But I think that's great. And then, how did you discover the real underworlds? Which I think we might have already. I mean, I guess if we're talking about the underworld or we're talking about the forum, I don't know how much we want to conflate those two things.
I'm thinking that like I did a job out like before I ever got on the forum. I did a job that was connected to it. Like it presented as a mundane job. Maybe it's the same job where I kind of stole this skeleton key thing. But like a job went south and I realized that like, oh, there were ghouls, there were vampires, there was something like, you know, waiting for me in that job. So I think that would probably be the
Things went south. That's the last checkbox.
things went south on a job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think any of these really work because like you were hired by something weird is Mike's character also. Like so
Yeah.
any of those can really work.
I'm going to go with things went south on a job.
I like that with the key. Okay, yeah, let's keep that. That sounds great. Awesome. And then do you know your moves or not yet? We can always return to
do.
these.
Yes. So I have all the basic moves, and I picked 2 crooked moves. I'm picking Artifact, which is I found a magical artifact with handy powers and kept it, which is a skeleton key that opens any magically sealed lock.
Lovely.
The other one I picked is Driver. I have +1 ongoing while driving. Plus, you can hotwire anything. The older it is, the fewer tools you need to do it.
I'm liking this guy.
You also own 2 handy, widely available vehicles. Perhaps a sports car and a van. I
That
like the idea of
sounds-
sports car
both
and
of
van.
those sounds great.
So I probably have some sort of like warehouse where I keep like, you know, guns and random tools I think people might need, and then my 2 cars.
I have a van. It doesn't work well.
Okay.
It's real clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
We don't want to take that. We might not make it back with it.
Brian, pick your weapons as well.
Yep. I'm picking a .22 revolver, a hunting rifle, and an assault rifle.
Okay. All right, great. So I want you to think about your name, the look, and stuff while we go through everybody else.
I don't know name yet. I'll work on that while you're working on everybody else.
Okay.
I will say right now, 100% tailored suit.
Okay. Well,
Ooh.
we'll do the
Okay.
character introductions as kind of our last beat for today for session 0, and then we can get right into. We'll probably redo them a little bit in session 1 just in case anybody does miss this one, and then we'll go
Because otherwise we'll sound like crazy people.
Yeah,
if we
very
just
much
start.
so. But I think you guys want a conclusion to the live stream. All right, so All right. Anybody who's next? Let's see. We've got the Crooked. Let's just follow that. The Divine actually is right up next. So, Mike, I hope you're ready.
Yerp.
All right. So we're not gonna go through the look unless you already know what you're gonna do.
I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna be just human
Okay.
with perceptive eyes
Okay.
and leather clothes. In specific, I'm going with a very supernatural Dean look of that leather, like
Duster?
It's not
I
a
don't
long
know, I haven't
duster.
watched it.
It's like a leather,
Like
almost
bomber jacket.
almost like a leather, not a suit jacket. What am I thinking of? Like a single-breasted just leather jacket.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like a suit jacket, but of course he can't walk away from the leather.
I see.
But yeah,
All right.
I like that all the look things, like there's two options. One is your eyes and one is your outfit. Like
Yeah.
everybody has different options for like what type of eyes they have. And I think that's very like, indicative of the system. Of, like,
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because nothing's spookier than glowing eyes in the dark. What is your mission, sir?
my mission is to fight the schemes of an adversary, and I think like with it like being a Van Helsing, I think like my ultimate adversary is just Dracula.
I mean, it has
Okay.
to be.
Okay.
But that
Or
doesn't-
someone that claims to be Dracula.
or someone that claims to be Dracula, and I think that's what I've been hunting.
I love the idea of you just like keep going into like Mario. You get to the end of the castle and it's like, it's not actually Dracula.
Yep.
Son of a gun! It happened again.
Dracula's in another castle.
Right.
I
This
mean,
is just
you
a
ca-
minion.
You killed one that looked like Bela Lugosi. It wasn't him. You killed one that looked like Gary Oldman. It wasn't him.
I accidentally killed
One that
Bela
looked like
Lugosi.
Kinski, it wasn't
You actually
him.
killed Bela Lugosi
Whoops,
once.
that was a weird one.
One looked like
Um,
Bela Lugosi and one looked like
Yeah, I played the actor that played Bela Lugosi in the
Ed
Ed Wood
Wood
movie.
Oh my goodness, him too?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You gotta be sure. But yeah, that's my ultimate goal. But while on the way, I gotta kill evil.
Took him a while to figure out these were actors.
I am
Are
probably
you sure
going...
you're not the criminal? It sounds like you're a murderer.
I am not going to ask this frequently, I don't think, but I do want to ask just because your character is so tied up with it. What kind of vampires are you thinking about? Because this is
Ooh.
your adversary, so I want to include your ideas on what a vampire is. Any kind of vampire.
I kind of like the idea of like at the bare bones we have like the essential like drink blood, undead, like consire, like kind of the basic rules, but I want some of the things to actually have been faked
Sure.
by like as vampire propaganda to help them conceal themselves. Like the whole like
Garlic bullcrap.
garlic's bullcrap.
They can go out in the day.
They can go out in the day.
Everyone's a day walker.
Switchblade teeth. You want that one?
Reflections is bullshit.
I like that one.
Like I like the idea that they
So they're
have-
harder to find.
Yes, they've created these things to like help cover themselves. Like, what are you talking about? I obviously have a reflection.
It's like, have a big piece of garlic bread and be like, see, nothing affects me.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big
I
old
love the
burp.
idea that like, vampires just hang out
That's
at
my
like Italian
problem.
restaurants.
Yeah,
That's my problem with a lot of like vampire fiction is like
They
these
can never
dudes
go to
are
Olive Garden.
immortal. Like they have so much time on their hands to do whatever they want. Like you think that they would spend more time just like being a troll on the internet and like
Yeah.
like
Why
like,
not spread
Well,
dissent?
it's
Yeah.
funny. Before he said monstrous, one of my ideas was going to be a vampire who's just bored.
Yeah, a spikish kind of bored
Yeah,
vampire.
just like I got nothing else to do. I might as
Yeah.
well take out some bad guys because they're just life kind of sucks when they're messing with things.
Yeah.
Like
I'm on-
status quo's a little more fun.
like I'm probably in the forums, and the only thing I'm probably contributing outside of tell me about your monster is trying to like spread the fake like truth about actually vampires they can't walk in the sun, and no one's buying that.
I mean, I wrote it down. I have it written down somewhere, but I have to wait until you got to substantiate it.
Okay.
Sure,
Yeah.
you're all about fact. You need like multiple data points.
I
And
got
you need
red
to make
strings
Sure. Yeah, okay.
everywhere, but you know,
Oh.
Your walls are just essentially
Charlie
painted
Day.
red. They're just there's more string than there are pictures behind the string
Sure.
because everything
Sure.
connects.
Everything connects.
Everything connects.
All right. So Dracula, your adversary. If you have any other idea, change things, let me know. But I'm gonna use those. I think those are great ideas for the vampires. Have you looked through your moves yet?
Yes.
And what are you thinking?
There's a lot of like beyond the like you have a supernatural boss, you have angel wings. I'm not going that route. The three that I think make the most sense are what I need when I need it. I can store any small object I own, putting it into a magical place no one can get into, and I can retrieve it at any time, and it appears in my hands.
Okay.
He's got spider ham pockets.
He's got Mickey Mouse hand pockets.
Oh no, what's the term? I have
Hammer space.
Hammer
Hammer
space.
space.
Hammer
Yeah.
space?
Yeah,
You have a
that's
bag
what
of
they call
holding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
But I like to think that he literally like puts his hand behind his back and pulls it out.
Yep.
Like not into a
like
pocket,
that
but like
very good movie, Rise of Skywalker.
Did he do that?
I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
It was through the force.
it's
Oh, he
They had
kicked it
hammer
out of the
space.
Force? That's fun.
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
I love when the Force can
Anyway.
manipulate space. It's always been a thing they can do. Mm-hmm.
My next one is Smite.
I'll allow it.
Your body and divine weapons always count as a weakness.
Okay.
And your unarmed attacks are a -2 harm. And then the last one is cast out evil. I can banish an unnatural creature from my presence.
Okay.
Got it from my mama.
Oh, it says your unarmed attack or 2 harm intimate hand messy. That
Yep.
sounds like your fists also are kind of a bit mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can punch
Yeah.
the crap out of things.
You said you said -2. That's 2
it's
harm.
2 harm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And they
like-
have the tags
Hands.
intimate, which I think is like
You have to be
close
close,
to them.
probably.
Yeah.
Right?
And then messy.
And messy.
Do you know
Yeah.
what messy means?
I like it.
I mean, it's
You
gonna
can't do
be-
it in a clean way, probably. Like if you
Probably leaves evidence. It's bloody.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Surprising
No
that the
subtle.
guns aren't messy.
All right. What's your divine weapon?
That's true.
Flaming sword.
Of course.
Of course.
I
Obviously.
mean, right?
Oh, a shotgun.
A little
is messy.
extra, but okay. Yeah, shotguns is messy
Yo,
and loud.
I support flaming swords. I'm going
I
to
support
ask,
flaming swords.
I'm going to follow
Flaming
up.
swords for president 2024.
I would vote. Can't do worse. So,
We finally have a good third party candidate. Or is it part of the Green Party? No, the Flaming Sword Party.
Hey, flaming sword. How do you feel about taxes?
He makes good points.
Makes
Yeah.
good points.
Makes
Makes
good
good
points.
points. Yeah.
what kind of sword? Because I need to know.
Not my Flaming Sword.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let me get. Okay.
If you need some time to think about it, we can return to it.
Yeah, hold on. I just
How
want to
extra do you want it to be?
because if it's a family sword, what style sword would that have been? 'Cause-
Okay. You know what? Take your
So
time.
Okay.
while you're
I'm not
thinking,
rushing you.
messy means spreads a lot of blood and gore around.
Okay.
That's your hands, bro.
Saucy.
That's your hands.
I'm gonna need a wet nap. Maybe that's my magical item. I just pull out wet naps.
We will get to equipment. We'll talk about that later.
Hell yeah.
I gotta think about my sword.
You got to think about your
I'm
sword.
gonna keep that open in
Okay,
case
so
anybody
I
does
think
anymore.
that's it. Actually, divine is actually pretty straightforward. Actually,
Thank you.
So we're just gonna keep going down the line of as I scroll through. The flake is actually
What up?
up next.
Hello. Hello,
Okay,
hello.
so I assume that unless you have your look picked out already, you don't have. You can skip that.
I think his look is a little more. It's like casual meets army surplus, but like in a way of like he's not actually trying to protect himself, but he thinks it like makes him look more authoritative.
Okay.
Like one of those like green jackets you always see like in Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
You know, it's like something like that. You know, but
Not
underneath
the
it's pretty-
like army surplus.
yeah,
store
like yeah,
jackets.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
all he goes to, and then a lot of pockets on the pants, some
thinking, like-
cargo pants.
What's the army surplus store guy from The Simpsons?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I know the
shoot.
the one with the ripped off sleeves.
Yeah,
He has like one
he's
arm.
got one
I
arm.
think.
Yeah.
Forgetting his name, and I feel bad. Yeah. So there you go.
All right, great. And then this is actually even easier. We're going
Super
right
easy.
into moves.
I go right into moves.
So-
We're gonna connect the dots.
Oh, sorry. Which eyes did you have?
I'm going with focused.
Yeah.
It's always searching around. Got to see what's going on. Connect the dots. At the beginning of each mystery, I can look for wider patterns that current events might be a part of. I'm gonna go with suspicious mind. If someone lies to you, you know it. So, but it's got to be face to face.
Sure.
I can't tell the lies in the text.
You
Let's
might
be
you
honest.
might get a little bit of a better read on it, but
Right.
you're not like boom. You
Right.
can't just like pick it out of a line.
And obviously got to go with net friends. You know a lot of people on the internet.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
That's perfect. That one's so good.
Yeah, so I have to do that. So those are my three.
That's awesome.
Makes good sense.
All right, and you get 1 normal weapon and 2 hidden weapons.
Oh, I didn't go two. I'm going to go with the 9mm.
Okay.
Feel like this, maybe not use it well, but I have one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go with the Watchman's flashlight.
Okay.
And then I think I'll go butterfly knife as
Okay.
the other one.
Okay.
That feels like something weirdos in their basement just like play around with, but not well, but think they look really cool.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong because I have played with butterfly knives in basements and don't look cool.
Oh my god.
I know what I'm doing.
You're the only person who's ever not looked cool with a butterfly knife. Then butterfly knives are sick as shit.
I know they are, and I
illegal in most states.
don't think I look cool with them.
Oh my god. Okay. And then that leaves, I think, just the monstrous after this.
So yeah, I mean, in mine there's a history option of like how I know everybody, but I
We
feel
will
like
do
we
that next.
kind of. Oh, we're gonna go that. Next.
Yeah,
Okay.
that goes after introductions, which we will do.
Oh yeah, look at the introductions.
All right. So last but not least.
Yeah, mine was a little easier than your
The
guys'.
monster.
Yeah, the monstrous.
Okay.
Again, we don't have to do. I mean, you kind of picked your character look, though.
Yeah. I think I think I'm legitimately going to be, and I was trying to figure out a way to make it. Oh, what's another unique or weird way that I can make it? But I think I'm legitimately the small, like maybe not 6 inches tall, maybe like 1.5 feet tall, pointy
Oh,
red
you literally
horns.
wanted to be tiny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I love it.
Like a long
Like a
tail with a
little
little
imp.
like spike on it. I'm just like an imp,
How tall did you say?
1.5 feet.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that tall. I'm like a little. Like, I could get
Like
on somebody's
garden gnome
shoulder.
size.
Yeah,
large,
like a
large garden gnome.
Yes, I'm a large garden gnome
I
size.
think that's like a foot.
I
and a
want
half
people
right
to be
there.
able to pick me
Like
up.
Maybe 2 feet.
Yeah, we are the Midwest, and monstrous and monstrous sounds the same. So that is not
Oh, wait,
surprising.
really? Monstrous?
Everybody thought that we were saying monstrous.
There's
Like
a book called Monstrous.
monstrous,
Monstrous.
like
Oh.
Madame Monster.
Monster.
But I
Wait, can I change mine?
what?
I want to be a Madam Monster.
Same. No, it's the same. You got longer hair.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
And pink bow.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah,
the
it's,
Miss Pac-Man of
it's the
it.
Mrs. Pac-Man and
Yeah.
a little demon, a little freak.
So yes, that is not surprising that sounded exactly the same because
very
we
funny.
pronounce it exactly the same.
But yeah. I want to essentially be like I want people to be able to put me in a purse like a pocket poodle. You know, like
I got
I want to be
pockets.
like toy dog size.
I got pocket size.
Yes,
Good.
exactly.
you-
I'm pocket sized.
Can you fly?
No, so I'll go over my moves.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize that. I was just thinking that I was
one
gonna
of the
just give
things.
you.
Yeah. Also, should I give everyone my handles because I got them and I like them?
Let's
Or is that
do
later?
that at the
Oh,
end
okay.
when we
So,
do
so
the
you're the
introductions.
demon monster breed? Is that where you're going with?
So I said you can kind of pick your own, and I'm
Yes.
just, but yeah, probably demon.
I
But
mean, somewhere
I'm
around
essentially,
there, yeah.
I'm a little freak.
A little freak.
I'm a little freak.
Got
You're a
you.
little freak boy.
Yeah, and I think I'm like sexless. So maybe like, so my pronouns aren't going to be like I'm smooth,
It's
like a
it.
Ken doll kind of deal. Like I'm just like a skin tight red, like satin.
Is it they them or one of the more exotic pronouns?
Let me think on that
Okay.
one.
I feel like this is
I
one of the
think
rare
it-
instances of that you sort of say you could use it.
Yeah, I think it is probably gonna be me.
You see what it's doing?
You see what it's doing? What is it up to over there?
Yes,
You
that
are
fits. That for you,
literally-
that fits. I feel like we're a little freak.
Who are they? It's over there. Yeah, I like it. I think it are gonna be. I'm gonna write that down now.
I mean, you are playing a monster. You're not
Right.
a human.
Yeah,
We're just
no.
doing full monster. That makes sense. I can ride with that.
I mean, if he was playing a robot, you also could do the same thing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
I like to think. I think I'm a little bit like a summoned thing. I was created of dark magical forces. I was not born.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You poofed into existence one day.
Exactly.
Bamfed.
Bamfed. I did
Ooh,
bamf into
even
existence.
better.
Cool. So that's my monster
Now I
breed.
see him as blue.
That's what I look like. Maybe I'll be blue. I think I'm gonna be red though.
No, you should be red.
I-
for what you're saying, you
Yeah,
should
I should be a
definitely
little red freak.
Okay. Great. And then, what is your curse?
Dark Master.
Beautiful.
Yep. Somebody, and I will leave that up to you what that kind of communication or that relationships looks like. I don't have a strong one. I know that it's going to be, so I want it to be an evil force
Okay.
because the Crowley-esque like good omens. I think that somebody should be essentially looking over my shoulder, but maybe they're kind of an ineffectual manager. They just want to make sure that I'm like doing work, but they don't care enough about what I'm up to actually go through it with a fine-tooth comb. So as long as I pretend that I'm working, you're kind of fine with it.
Gotcha.
But you do check in every once in a while. We have like Skype calls every little bit, and I need to like throw together some bullshit to make it look like I'm working.
Okay. So this is something I want to throw at you because I want to make sure that you are willing to roleplay this because it might be a little extensive. If
That's right up
Let's-
Colin's alley.
That's true.
Let's say
Little
if
extra
I
dog
was
guy.
like, if I required your reports to be given whenever, let's say, because I'm going to set this in the 90s. Definitely going to now.
Yeah, I like that.
Every time like a phone booth on the street rings, you have to pick up and like you have to give a report or like be ready to like do whatever.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you be down for that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great.
And I think to our relationship, I am a mole who is trying to subvert this online group.
Okay.
And that is, but in my mind, I am actually
That's
part
your
of the
official
group.
cover. Your
That-
official cover, like
right.
for your organization, is you're a mole.
to the group, what you think is that I am an evil creature that is trying to turn over a new leaf, but I'm still kind of an evil thing, so I can't help myself sometimes. And that's true, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily trying to do good. I'm just really enjoying being like doing what I want. Like I was always I was created to serve. And I finally found a way, like I finally found a manager or a boss that is just hands off enough that I kind of have full control over my own destiny.
That's the dream right
and
there.
I'm not willing to go back. I don't want to. I
You're
don't
not
want to go back
quitting
to
your
serve.
job. You're just working your wage.
Exactly.
Quiet quitting.
Quiet.
I'm quiet quitting and no one's caught me yet.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Okay.
Everyone's all right.
I think I like this idea of like a banana rings and you have to pick up and then you just have to talk.
I just
your
have to
boss.
talk to
like
it.
I'm gonna the boss is gonna have some reports and you have to like explain yourself and what you're doing in a way that like you think you could get away with.
Yes,
Did
exactly.
you say
I might put you on the spot.
I-
with things
please
like
do.
that.
Did you
No,
say
totally
a banana
fine.
rings
She
or
did
am I
say that.
losing?
yes.
I did.
No, a banana will ring.
You heard me.
I thought
It's a demon. I
that
don't
I
have-
glitched. I like when you like. I thought that the word was obviously phone, but my brain just went
Heard
banana. I'm
banana.
like,
Just having.
do
a
I need to
stroke.
see a doctor
Hey, Mike, what's it say in your banana there? What time is it?
on my eye banana?
Yeah. Wait, why did you say I banana? Now
Uh,
that's how you.
say it. That's my
how
dark
you do it.
master.
All right, beautiful. I will.
you
I'll make that random. Okay, great. That's harder. Just so you know, to let the DM decide when you have to get those phone calls. But I'm.
Oh, I think that's what Colin
than
wants.
happy.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
to do so.
I'm fine with that.
All right. And do you have your moves, or do you want some time thinking?
No,
about
I got
that?
my moves.
What are they?
I set it up. And I like this. So I do Unnatural Appeal, which allows me to roll plus Weird instead of plus Charm when I manipulate somebody.
Fantastic.
And then Dark Negotiator, I can manipulate monsters as well as people.
Fantastic. That's even better. I like both of those. I think those are great.
Yep.
What handy weapon would you like?
I don't think I am going to have a gear because I took the unnatural attacks for magical force and add 1 extra harm to magical force. I think being the little creature that I am, I'm going to be pretty combat averse. Every once in a while I can like force kind of like magical force something away from me, but I don't want to die. I don't want to be hurt. I'm like living my best life that I've had in
I think me and you are gonna be
thousands of
friends.
years.
Yeah.
I want to be on the back line manipulating people. I am not interested in holding a gun or a sword because that makes me a target.
Got it.
I would rather hide.
You have a huge sword, but you leave it at home.
Yeah. I did. I always talk about, damn it, sorry guys, I meant to bring my sword. I just
I put some polish on it, and I had to leave it
yeah.
out, and I put it in a, you know how like you put something in the same spot all the time,
And
so you don't forget it. Well, it wasn't in that spot. I had
It wasn't
it in another
there.
spot.
I put it somewhere else that was a different. Next time I'll bring the sword. I swear next time I'm going to bring the sword.
Okay.
You all take the combat this time. Next time I'll bring the sword, and I promise I'll take the lead on fighting.
It's a letter opener.
Before I forget, I picked my sword.
Well, don't worry. I didn't forget.
Okay.
I've got your notes here.
What year did you say we're setting this in? 90s?
Late 90s, I think.
Late 90s.
98.
Ooh, okay.
98, 99?
I can
yeah,
dig that.
Yeah, we can maybe get
I mean,
a
the
hold
best
of,
movies
like,
came out in 1999.
a cell like maybe a little bit earlier. I want to make cell phones achievable but expensive.
We can all have those, like a black, blue, or red Motorola pager that was on sale in the Best Buy like ad every week for $49.99.
Yeah, I think I would be happier to have you guys all have beepers. But
Really?
not,
You don't think that I could procure a cell phone?
I think you could
You maybe
procure
could.
one cell phone, maybe.
Just page me 666 if something's up.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. If you guys want cell phones, I can give you cell phones. It doesn't matter. You're gonna all be together, or you
Maybe you won't.
and then that might not go great. So it's up to you.
Don't split the party before we're partying.
Well, I feel like this is an era that's like you might have a cell phone, it might not work well,
That's,
and there are no texting
I think
and no
that's-
pictures.
I think
Sure.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
if we get in the woods, you're not gonna have service.
Yeah, exactly.
If you guys want phones, I'm
No,
cool with
I'm
phones.
fine.
I think
with
my
no
character
phones.
would have a phone.
Okay.
You
Right.
would probably need to be connected. You'd probably have the best phone available because
Right.
you've jailbroke it, you stole it, you like.
Okay.
Like I want to be able to be like as connected as possible for whatever era we set this in.
Okay.
Like
Then,
if
yeah.
this was modern day, I would think my character wouldn't use a computer. They would only have like 6 burner phones,
Right.
all with internet, right?
Right.
But if this is the 90s, then I have like top of the line cell phone, maybe a sat phone even. But
That's
like,
what I was thinking.
You know.
That could
yeah.
be cool. I think
Okay.
that phone makes a lot
See,
of
now
sense.
my character would have a laptop, but it's so big that it's hard to bring onto missions.
Sure.
Well-
Yeah, by that.
It's almost like we know how this works when you're building your character. The next thing that we are going to
Tekra.
cover is equipment. So that's actually what
Yeah.
we're going to talk about before we get to introductions. Is what kind of equipment are you guys going to have?
there.
This is kind of as the rule book dictates. Negotiated between all of us to like what do we think our characters would have kind of on them or have access to. I know with the crooked
on
that is
top of
going
my
to be
3
a
guns
huge,
and 2 cars.
correct. That's going to be a huge list. And I think we can kind of hand wave most of that. But I don't want you to be like, well, this is my nuclear powered rocket launcher that I've always had.
Yeah,
You
no.
know what I mean? So that kind of vibe. So I
Oh,
just
you mean
wanna-
Betsy?
Well, I mean, there's only so much warehouse space, right? So I can't keep everything on hand, and especially I don't want everything on hand in case I get busted,
I think that's a fair point too.
right? So I want to have like the commonly used things. I assume I have a warehouse or some sort of like safe house where I can keep like inventory, right? My 2 cars, my guns, things I'm buying and selling, right? But I don't think that I have like an armory per se, other than like when I'm in the middle of doing like a procurement for a job.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
You have additional storage space, maybe a couple like safe houses, that
Yeah.
kind of thing, that aren't
Yeah.
always stocked up, but
Right.
when you know when they have things in them that are being procured.
Exactly.
I got
Right?
you.
Does that make sense for what you're asking?
Totally,
Okay.
totally, absolutely does. I'm cool with anything. I can make it all work. I just need to know. I'm just kind of
Oh, in
wondering.
that case, I have a spaceship.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you get it?
Stole
On a
it.
job. On a job.
I'll be back. Y'all can keep talking. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I really.
Take your time.
I feel like I have like a field guide of the supernatural.
Make sure you guys write this down. I'm not going to keep all your
is,
items, but
that is not 100% correct.
yeah. Okay.
It is because it is an actual like you can find it in a bookstore book.
The
Do you think it's
Winchester
correct?
Diaries, perhaps.
What's that?
Do you think it's correct?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's. I think I have notes in there of when it's not correct. When I've actually when either I've seen the proof or I legitimately believe
So
from
on the
things,
vampire page, it has some of the things Mike was talking about. Where
Right.
It has
But
the
they have
garlic
question
and you've
marks
like
next to
crossed
them?
one of them
Yeah.
out and put a question mark next to another
yeah,
one.
exactly. Like, ooh, this one garlic, no, but I'll have to see if I see one with a reflection question mark.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I think I also have just like another smaller notebook for.
Oh yeah, notebooks and
to-
stuff. Yeah, for sure. Do you guys have kits? I guess like for most of you, probably not, except for
Define
maybe
Like what kind of like would you have like a
I guess, like,
thieves tools and
yeah, like monster hunting tools for the divine. That's probably not going to be the case for the crooked, but maybe for the flake, you might have some.
I feel like I might have like a stake on me,
Okay.
a cross,
Okay.
some silver with a cross on a silver chain, just in
Okay.
case to give a double up there, just
Okay.
in case.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff, like a little bit of holy water, like what would be in Buffy's go bag,
That's what I'm.
but
yeah.
like
What's
small
your-
amounts of everything because I have pockets, but I don't. I feel like I wouldn't carry a backpack.
Okay, got it.
I think I have a duffel bag that's like a go bag, but it's like mundane things. So it's
Money,
just like
passports.
yeah, right. Like things to get me like out of a bad situation,
Mm-hmm.
but not anything to like do any serious fighting or mystical like supernatural things with.
As something to think about, you don't have to do this, but I think it'd be interesting as your character gets more exposed to the supernatural stuff, you kind of keep that bag updated.
You start taking some of my stuff.
Right. So keep that in mind. Maybe like as you're like you find that holy water super useful or whatever, you add that to your go bag of emergencies. Not something you have to do right now, but just think about it as like your characters all interact.
But for now, it's like a couple passports, a little bit of foreign currency,
Totally.
and and like bottled water.
That tracks.
I have a
Some ramen.
decoder ring from a Cracker Jack box.
There you go.
A decoder ring.
Yeah.
So good.
I think it's real though. Like I think somewhere that code.
Well, you
fits.
can use it.
Right.
Yeah.
If we could use it for each other if we both
Uh-huh.
had the decoder
Yeah,
rings,
yeah.
but I only have one, so you're gonna have to find your own.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't want one.
If they don't fit on your fingers.
No, they don't.
Mike and Colin, we kind of framed this question in like, what is in your character's head of like go bag? Like, do they have monster hunting thieves tools, like passports in a bag, a la the Bourne Identity, etc., etc.? Like, what kind of stuff? Or does your
Non-listed gear do
character
you have?
not have that? That's also possible. I'm just kind of
Because you don't have pockets.
thinking about how your character would interact with the world in that way. Do they wander around with equipment, or do they just trust their muscle? Like, where are we at with that? So
Yeah.
Okay, so I think my number one thing that I take with me everywhere, because I'm a little red freak, is I have a tailor-made poodle costume that I put on when I'm walking around normal people, so I look like a dog.
I love it.
A lot. That's a lot.
Okay.
Guys, you are speechless.
Okay.
So, because I don't want people to see me as a little demon.
Okay.
And I can't go invisible, and I can't fly. So I
How-
gotta find a way to get around.
How good is the poodle costume?
I think it's a very good poodle costume.
Okay.
It's my go-to, like, if I'm not among friends or like demons, I am almost always a stray. I think that's my, like, the way that I live typically is like, if I need to go to the store, if I need to go out, I
Okay.
put on my poodle costume,
It'd be like a toy poodle, right?
like a toy poodle
Okay,
costume.
I was about to ask. So I was like, poodles are pretty big. So
Yeah.
like,
It's
but
like a
you're-
toy-
Yeah,
little
that's what I
poodle.
meant.
A little
Okay.
toy
Like
poodle.
A little poodle.
And people just assume, a couple times I've been like chased by animal control, but I can like take it off and like hide it really quick, or
God.
maybe I'll like convince them, like I'll talk to them and use my manipulative abilities to convince them not to take me in and make them think they've seen something really fucking odd.
Please write that down on your sheet.
that
Uh,
animal
have-
control
I
is your
have-
nemesis.
Important question.
Animal controls my nemesis. I can have that.
Is this a demonically procured disguise, or did you go to like Michael's in the pet section?
So I've been around for, I think I've been around for thousands of years. I'm an old soul.
So it's an at-home cosplay you've worked on.
It's an at-home cosplay that I've worked on. I
Or-
make sure I keep it up. It's my most important possession.
or was it once an actual poodle that you've skinned?
No dog harm.
No, you can shear a poodle and make the costume. Out of
I
that.
draw the
That's
line
fine.
at animal cruelty for my player characters.
I
We're
just
not
love the
doing
idea
that.
of like, how'd you make that? You don't
little-
want to know. And there's just a bunch of like still alive poodles who are just shaved, just walking around. It's like, what? I
No,
gained a little weight.
no,
It's
he's
gotta
a
be
li-
a little bigger.
He's a little guy, so it's the back half of a real size poodle.
Oh my god!
So
Stop.
just the butt hair.
Get outta here.
Just
All
the
right.
butt hair
Yeah.
for a cosplay
no. He's
is the demonic way of doing it.
He's a little red freak. He takes the front half.
Oh.
Just leaves the back half.
Mike,
Yeah.
what do you have? What equipment do you have?
Um,
Where
so
is-
Just
I-
laying on the tracks looser.
I also have no.
I need my gavel.
I have a Roman gladius sword.
Okay, that's the sword.
That is also made of like silver, like two birds, one stone.
So like The Witcher, you have so you just have the silver sword though. That's your divine weapon.
Yeah, that's my divine.
Okay. Do you carry a steel sword or for?
Oh wait, would you allow me to have like a silver dagger? If my normal sword is just like a steel gladius flaming sword,
But isn't your thing?
No, it has to. Yeah, I mean, I'll let
Like-
you do whatever you want, bro.
like a little
Yeah,
like
right.
like I would assume that he wouldn't go into a thing without like a backup like small silver weapon because he knows there's other stuff out there.
Yeah, the big one could be silver too, though. Doesn't
okay.
matter. I don't care.
But other than that, it's kind of like what you would
You got that
expect.
Van Helsing money, man.
That's true.
I do canonically think that I come
Nepo
from
baby.
a long, like literally the most nepo of babies.
So
Yeah.
we got two rich. We got 50% of you guys are like filthy rich. Like is
I
what
wanna-
I'm hearing.
Yeah, I feel
Noted.
like I
Who's
feel
the
like
other one? Me?
You're connected.
Literally, you have
Oh, no, he's
suitcase
new money.
bags of
He's new
money.
money. He's new money.
Obviously, but you still have money. Money.
we
is money.
invested
I don't
in
know
the
if
stock
I'm like-
market early, and I mean the actual creation of the stock
I feel like his
market.
money is put into things. Like
I don't have a lot of liquid assets.
that's what I would think.
Okay.
You have
okay.
a little bit, but not like.
I got a
Yeah.
Scrooge
It's not like you
McDuck
can do
bowl.
something. Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm swimming in old gold pools.
Like the bars, just
Yeah.
head first into the gold bars.
I keep trying to pay for things in just gold pieces, and people are like, "What is this?"
I see.
But I feel like his go-to bag is like the obvious, like holy water, stakes, silver holy cross. He has like a monster handbook that has just been compiled over the millennia of like tips and tricks.
So his gear's like mine, but way better.
Yeah, like yours is like
Mine's cobbled together from internet information.
You have
Yours is like, no, this stuff works.
you have a yellow notepad. Mine
yeah.
is like bound leather.
No, mine's like the 5-star notebooks.
You have a trapper keeper,
No, just like a nice spiral notebook.
like a Lisa Frank.
Sure. No.
Okay.
Come on now. Come on
What's
now.
wrong with Lisa Frank?
There's nothing wrong. My character would not Lisa Frank. Just saying.
And then like I think he would have lockpicks because he's often in places he probably shouldn't be. And then I think fake IDs. I think
Probably
is-
got it from Brian's
yeah,
character.
like I think it's just like a treasure trove of ideas from different like IDs from different countries and like
That's where all of Brian's character's liquid assets come from. Is you like bought 50 fake IDs and he way overcharged you, but you don't know
yeah.
the price of $1.
I don't like 13
It's a fake
gold
ID. How much
bars.
could it cost? $10,000.
Okay, that makes sense. You take gold? Yeah, of course. I'm like underground like criminal.
Gold bar per
Of course,
state.
I take gold.
Gold bar per state.
Oh my god, that's why you guys work together so well, because you absolutely take unmarked gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
All right. I love this.
Do you know where you can buy marked gold right now?
Costco.
Costco apparently is selling gold bars.
Limit 2 per person. I've thought about it.
since I only have the poodle costume,
Say that again.
since I only have the poodle costume,
Sure.
I would also like to add that my character, because I'm also, there are agents of evil, I think, that work for the same boss. And to keep myself from being outed, I think I have a, like, what looks like a mood ring. It's like the only thing on my body that isn't my skin, but it's a small ring. And when it faintly glows, it's in the presence of somebody who is in the organizational tree of my supervisor demon, whatever that is.
A narc detector.
A narc detector. So I know that I need to treat this person with specific, like, I need to be more cautious, or maybe they recognize my face from like our company outings or our internal like email distribution list.
You said it's a mood ring?
It looks like a mood ring
Yeah.
because it's 90s.
Like one of those cheap 90 ones?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so I just like, oh, it's a mood ring, but when it like faintly glows, I'm like, oh shit, this is somebody who like they might know me.
Oh, but it's a mood ring, but for you it's a bracelet?
Yeah, sure. It's
Oh my
it's a
God.
mood bracelet. I like that. I'm gonna change it to mood bracelet.
So this is like Sting, but for people not catching you not doing your work.
Exactly.
We all need one of those at work.
Yep.
Oh, the boss is coming.
Wait, you
Hold
don't have a foot pedal that brings up XL?
on. Did you do that?
No. He works from home.
So I have I work in a small like room in the office that like a lot of people are in a like a open concept whatever, and we're in that thing. But my coworker is still wearing masks. It's more of a home health issue with his wife. Whatever, we're not going to go into it. But he always puts a sign on the door that says "Please knock before entering," and it is more to get your mask on before somebody comes in, because most of the office doesn't do it.
Yeah.
But I use it as a whoops, wasn't doing my work.
Knock knock. Hey. I love it.
Okay, I love all of that. Colin, I like the narc detector. If I need to make a change, or if I need to make it like not always work 100%, or
Ooh, maybe you have to do some evil to keep it powered.
I will chew on that.
Okay.
I think we're good. I'm good with where it is now. It may not be relevant, but maybe if it is, depending on how we're doing stuff, I'll let you know.
Okay. Deal.
Okay?
Yep.
Deal? All right. That sounds good. So do we all have names? Are we ready to introduce our characters? Or should we take a little bit of a break? Because we usually do take a break during these live streams right before the end.
How
what do
a
you
question?
think?
How much are we thinking to do today versus during, like, how much like character introduction are we looking to do during the actual podcast next week? Because I've not like feel like that'll be where most people are going to be introed. So I want to make sure we do at least something then.
We are
assuming-
absolutely going to do another intro right before the next one, just in case anybody didn't watch this,
Sure,
which is
yeah.
totally fine. I
Should
would
we
say
upload this as a podcast to the main feed?
Yeah, for sure. We'll do that too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's nothing that they can't really see except for the PDFs, which are available online. So
Yeah, we post up with that. That
yeah.
makes sense.
So I think that the only thing we'll redo the introduction just in case people skip Session 0, which is totally fine. But I want to just wrap this live stream up because there is a couple of things that we need to do. When you do your introduction, you also have to go around and pick the history with all the other hunters.
So we're doing history today.
We are going to do history today.
Okay.
We could maybe leave the full introduction, but if you have your character name and forum handle, how about we just do that today? So we'll do history and forum name, and if you don't have that, we'll do that
Makes
next
sense.
week.
I mean, I think it's good to do an introduction today and then an introduction at the top of next show, because the introduction today will probably also be a little bit of vamping and figuring out the introductions.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes
That's my
sense. Okay,
thought.
cool. I just want to make sure.
Because everything here, if they change, that's what the introduction for next week is for. We can always recap and shift some stuff around. So if anybody is ready to go with their introduction and then also the history, so just make sure you have to pick one for everybody else. You can use things that we've already talked about, so like people knowing about your criminal past or whatever. For the crooked, for example, that's fine. You can just use that. I think that's part of kind of coalescing everything that we've talked about. So don't feel like you have to pick new stuff that we haven't talked about before. So if anybody's ready, please start.
I could start.
Beautiful.
My name, as the crooked, the fixer here, my name is Hub Fox.
Hub Fox?
Yeah.
Cool.
First
I like
name
it.
Hub. Last name
Are we
Fox.
only, sorry, question. Are we only going by our online handles?
My online handle
that
is
is up
going to
to
be Hub and Spoke.
Hub and Spoke. Okay, so your name is Hub Fox. Your online handle is Hub and Spoke.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I have calculating eyes and a tailored suit. Yeah, you guys kind of know I kind of went over. I'm kind of a fixer who recently found this life of monsters and supernatural things. And then history. So it says go around the group again. When it's your turn, pick one for each of the other hunters. Still kind of deciding a couple of these, but I think I'm going to go with the for whatever Mike's character, Van Helsing. Do you have a name?
Yes.
Okay. For the Van Helsing over there, I'm going to go with you're powerfully attracted to this hunter. Maybe someday you'll deserve them.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I like this.
Something about the leather duster did it for me.
It always does.
I think that I'm going to go with, for the little chaos gremlin over there, I'm going to go with this hunter saved your life when a monster had the drop on you. Now you owe them one.
Interesting. Okay. Gotcha. Let me figure out where I'm going to take it.
Because I like the idea of, like Colin was saying,
Like
his
paper?
character's kind of
Yeah.
surreptitiously doing good in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I think that fits for your character, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, we have Brian. And what do you go by in the game, just so I can make a
You
note
guys
here.
let us know if you're gonna go by your handle or your name. And
I think either way, people will call me Hub.
Okay.
Hub. Okay,
Just go
so
by Hub.
Brian
But
is
so my
Hub.
handle is Hub and Spoke, like basically hiding that that's my actual name.
Got it.
And what was your real name again?
Hub Fox.
Fox. And Hub and Spoke.
And you saved my life, and I owe
No,
you.
other way
No,
around.
you saved my life.
I saved your life, and you owe me.
yes.
Okay.
He likes that.
I don't know what monster would have had the drop on me. I have for how I discovered the underworld. There was the something got the drop on me. I picked a horde of goblins, and maybe that's where you saved my life.
Okay. He owes me. I'm
Kick-
gonna
kick
print
goblin
this horde
ass.
of goblins.
That is something we could fill in if you want to be if you want.
Yeah,
to
because
next week.
the types of monster in this world can be a little more fluid.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to. We could make them weird. Is basically what I'm thinking.
Definitely, we don't have to stick to the rule book on that.
And
Beautiful.
then the last one is James's character. This hunter was there when you decided to give up the life and hunt monsters and said, "Work out together what happened." So I think that I found out about the forum probably via Mike's character.
Well, how about this? I'm going to jump to my relationship with you,
Okay.
my history with you. I was thinking something of the signs all pointed to you working together. So you found them, and now you work together. I think your name kept coming up for helping people find stuff.
Yeah.
And we keep working more and more together that you found that it's more lucrative and fulfilling to get out of the business
Yes.
and into what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I found the forum and kind of contacted you as the admin, being like, "Hey, is this real? Like, what's going on?" You know,
Sure.
and we kind of
Because
linked up
people
that
keep
way.
dropping my name.
Yes.
Cool. Great.
I think
Thank you.
that's everything for me.
Thanks, Hub. All right. Anybody else ready to go?
I'll go. I mean, mine's a little straightforward too. I've got a whole list of hacker names.
I love this.
But I think I might have to just go with the first one because I broke Brian with it.
Like half an hour ago, you can go back and check the replay. I was laughing hysterically when I looked at James's paper.
I think I'm going to go with my first option. Cryptim. Like Cryptim. Like my name is Tim and I'm into cryptids.
You're Cryptim.
I'm Cryptim.
You're Cryptim.
Cryptim.
Tim.
I misspelled that 3 times. I'm so glad I
So
wrote this.
CRYP.
I got
Capital
it.
TIM.
I got it now. It took me a
My
second.
name is Cryptim. Maybe a dash in between? But that probably would help people.
I like Cryptim all on
I do
Oh,
like it
right,
with
okay.
the 2 capital letters. Does it? I
do.
think that's good enough.
So my name is Cryptim. I have focused eyes and a more casual look, as I was saying before. With but I go to Army Surplus to get some of my clothing, so it's not as like battle ready, but it makes me feel like I am.
How hard are you going to lean into the like forum admin persona? Like, it's not going to be like fatigues with Cheeto dust on it, is it?
No. I don't think so. I don't think it'd be that bad. I think he's hygienic but messy. So not dirty, but
Like a hoarder,
like disorganized.
Yeah.
But in an organized way.
Yes.
I
Like,
get what
you
you're
know where everything in your house is.
Exactly.
But if
it's
somebody
not
walked in and
actually,
be like, huh.
I would say it's not actually dirty.
Cluttered, but not
Cluttered
dirty.
is, yeah, that's a good word for it. I'm a cluttered guy.
Gotcha.
But yes, no, I'm the admin of the web forum.
We need a name for the web forum.
We do. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So I've been doing. I think I've gone on a few outings, but for the most part, I'm the one to help get everyone connected and together, keep the conversations going. But I'm always taking notes. I'm always paying attention to all the threads. I'm all about them connections.
Beautiful.
So my history, I already did Brian's.
Yes.
Because we just did it. I think with Mike's Van Helsing character, they're somehow tied into it all. And I've been keeping my eye on them.
That makes sense.
Because he comes in and he's like, what do you all think about all this thing?
And he has
I'm
all
like,
the information
but
about
you
vampires.
seem to have
And
information.
Yeah, and gold.
And
yeah.
gold. You keep offering gold to people, dude. What's all that about? Colin, I'm going to keep it simple.
Yep.
We're fellow freaks.
Fellow freaks. Nice.
Literally, that's all it says.
Fellow freaks. Okay, hell yeah. I like it.
Like,
that
I
makes
keep-
mine for you all the more heartbreaking.
Oh boy.
The other one I had is that we're we're old friends.
Sure.
That we've met through a long chain of coincidences. You keep being at the places, but I think fellow freaks. I mean, both those could still work.
Yeah, they're
But,
kind of the same in a little ways.
But yeah, I just like fellow freaks. Like, I get your vibe. But I have to rein you in every once in a while.
I
you
need
know.
reining in every once in a while.
Okay.
This one went too far, bro.
Beautiful.
But I also don't call you out on them. I don't say that I know they're you.
Yeah.
I think that's a secret that I do know. I think I know some of them are you. I don't think I can catch them all.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy that. And I don't think I try and hide it all the time because I also need to
Well,
not be kicked
right.
off the forum entirely or else I lose my job.
I think you also get off on getting caught a little bit.
I do, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I think honestly
Well,
a
because
little
if you're
bit.
like, look at this fake one. Here's 4 more fake ones I got around the corner because, oh, look at this one.
No, I know,
Okay.
bud. Otacon's getting tired of our conversation. Sorry, bud. All right. Anybody else ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I come from a family that is bad with keeping a hold on alliterations. So my name is Vincent Van Helsing. My username, I almost went with one, but then I
Sorry.
realized
Are you Vinny Van Helsing?
I'm Vinny Van
I was
Helsing.
just thinking too, yeah.
But he's gonna be adamant it's Vincent.
Okay.
Or Vince. My username was almost Van Wilder, but I realized we're in the 90s. So it's gonna be Van by the River. Because I think he's going to try to use pop culture to seem more normal and not know that Van by the River is a terrifying username out of context.
I don't know the context, so will you
It's
explain?
SNL.
It's an old SNL bit.
We'll explain when you're older.
Yep.
That's fine with me.
But yeah, out of context, like banned by that's a threat. Why would you? Oh, it's a Chris Farley bit.
And do you go by Vincent or Vince?
Vince or Vincent?
Vince or Vincent? Okay.
I literally would have done Vinny. Sorry, I'll write Vince now.
You can choose.
Yes, I immediately also went Vinny.
Yep.
Oh, I get it because of Vincent Price, right? Yeah.
Oh man, I feel that would make.
But
a
he was
lot of-
never a Van Helsing. I don't think. More of a Peter Cushing. He's been Van Helsing a few times in the Hammer films.
As far as my history, for Hub, they are at heart a good and righteous person. You must help them stay that way.
Okay.
So I think you on your side, you think you are this criminal making money, selling things, but I'm like, you're selling things to help people fight evil.
You know what real evil looks like.
Like, you are not a criminal, dog. And I think your choice for our history gives that relationship some interesting dynamics of like, I'm trying to help you live your life like the good and righteous way. And whether or not you listen to that depends on your attraction for my leather jacket.
Which it turns out, Hub really likes your leather jacket.
Really likes my leather jacket.
right.
I think it's the other way around, actually. I think the Divine is in love with Hub.
Oh, I thought Hub said that he was
No.
attracted to the vine.
No, I'm pretty sure.
No, wasn't
Right?
it? No,
Which way
it
is
was-
it, Bri?
It's I'm attracted to Vinny.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Sorry, I missed.
Vinny or Vinny's jacket?
Vinny.
Okay.
Jacket's
I
part
mean,
of it.
the
doesn't hurt.
jacket wears you, though. Like, damn.
Okay.
And then for Cryptim, they saved your life, and you understand intellectually at least that you owe them for it. I don't think you've realized. My story for this is at some point something you shared in the forum
Okay.
was a key thing I didn't know, and learning that saved my life.
Oh, you mean about the time that there were zombies who were pretending to be vampires?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, like, indirectly, like, I would have been dead if
I'm now
not for
digging
that.
that.
So yeah, you don't know it, but you've saved my life. And then for our little free,
So I don't know it, though.
you don't know it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty. Wait.
You have to write down what you don't know. for
They
sure.
save your life. You understand, and they. Oh, yeah. I don't think it doesn't say that you
I
don't
mean,
know it.
no,
but I don't think
that's
I've
what
told
you're
you.
saying.
Yeah.
Then I will write that down.
Yeah. For Colin, they are an abomination and should be destroyed. Except you can't work out with them. Why not?
You
There's
can't
something
work out.
about you.
Except you can't
Oh,
work
okay.
out with them. Why not?
Okay, you want to kill me, but you can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it sounds like we need to work out why not. But I think it makes the most sense of like, it's do I catch the small fish, or do I go after the bigger fish that you seem to be sabotaging?
Yeah.
What? Like, you're bad, but you're not like trying to destroy the world.
I guess the first question to ask is, do you know that he's not trying to destroy the world?
Maybe you're the only one who knows I'm not trying to destroy the world.
Yeah,
Okay, how about this? I'm gonna change I'm gonna change my answer for Brian, and I'll think another one for you. But I'm gonna change yours to one of mine is they tried to slay you, but you proved you're on the side of good. Ask them what convinced them. So you were the only. So in my thousands of years, you're the person who's got the closest to killing me. And in that moment, I managed to persuade you, truthfully, that I am actually foiling the plans of evil.
Yeah.
And I gave you all the information, and I turned full narc, and I sold as much. I'm like, I will give you anything that you want.
I love that, like, you know, you get the drop on him, like, you pin down this little tiny little chaos gremlin, silver knife to its throat, and he's just like, hey, I'm just a little guy, don't hurt me.
Yeah. So I am. My boss is convinced that I am trying to undermine the group, and I am not. And then you are convinced I'm trying to undermine my boss, but I also don't want you to kill my boss. So I think
it's
you
a
don't.
delicate balance.
So I am playing both sides of the field where I'm providing you just enough information that you don't kill me,
Yeah.
but not enough that you can get to my boss.
Yeah.
And I'm providing my boss just enough information that convinces them to let me keep my job, but not enough good at my job
Yeah.
to actually collapse the group.
The status quo is working out okay for you.
Yeah, but it is. I am spinning plates, and at any moment, one of them could fall, and I could
Yeah.
lose my gig. And my gig is really good right now.
And the minute you said you're gonna be this monster, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be in the group with every fiber of my being saying, kill it, kill it,
right,
kill it, and I can't, and that's gonna be a great foil.
sure. I'm essentially your unwitting informant at this point.
Yeah.
I know that you can kill me, and I made a promise that I will help you. And maybe I'm not giving you everything, but I'm giving you enough
Just
that
enough.
you will not kill me. Because I know how to play this, because I'm doing the same thing with my fucking boss. I just now have 2 bosses.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Did you say your name?
Yeah.
Colin.
Vincent?
Your
Oh, no,
character's
I
name.
didn't. So I
Okay.
didn't do mine
If
yet.
you, yeah.
My character's name is... So I have...
Oh, I guess that was him finishing up.
That was him
I-
finishing
yeah.
up. I need to
That
figure
blended
out
in my head, and I was
Brian.
like, "Wait, Colin started. What's his name?" Because I've got
Not
Colin
yet.
written down here, and I don't have a name.
I'm gonna do okay. So my character's name, I have 3 AIM names, but my actual name that I go by is Mutt, aka the dog costume. So Mutt is my name, but I
That's
have
like your main account.
that is my name.
Your
that
literal
I go
name
by.
is
my
Mutt,
name
okay.
is Mutt. The 3 names that I post under are Archfiend 69, Angel of Dankness, and Beelzebub.
Archfiend
69, Angel _of Dankness, and Beelzebub Bay.
Beautiful. Those are the best names I've ever seen.
What was the last one?
Beelzebub?
Beelzebub.
Like instead of
Beelzebub.
Beelzebub?
Yeah, Bae. B-A-E.
B-A-E. And my name that I go by, and it's what is on my dog collar for my costume is Mutt. And the way that I know everybody, for Brian, we fought against all odds and survived.
Yep.
AKA went the same thing. I saved your life. Like we went back to back. We fought against all odds, and now we have a kindred spirits.
Hell yeah.
Let me write that down for myself. Fought against all odds. Okay. So that's for Hub, and then for Vincent, the one was you wanted to kill me, but you can't because I'm your informant.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Cryptum, you see us as fellow freaks, but you are tied to my curse
Oh no!
because
Oh no.
you are public enemy number 1, and taking you down is the way that I
guess
technically
that's true,
achieve
isn't it?
my job. Like you are
Yeah.
seen as the ringleader of the group that I was sent to
Yeah,
inform on.
sure.
So
So you want to kill the guy who I owe my life to?
Yeah.
well, I don't want to kill him.
But,
But
you're
I am
tasked.
his-
I am tasked to
Yeah,
kill him.
that's on his to-do list.
Exactly.
Right at the top, and he keeps not doing that.
I keep on adding other to-dos
Yeah.
and striking those off to make it look like I'm doing work,
Right.
but for the last 8 years has been kill Cryptum, and I just fucking can't figure it out. I keep on failing, but don't worry, boss, I got it. I'll figure it out one of these days. I'm trying so hard.
Love it.
Yep. Great. That's all I got.
That is incredible. Okay, well, unless you guys have anything to add, I know that we need to come up with a
We need to
name
come up with the name for the website.
for the website.
We might have to wait for
but
tomorrow.
that might
Yeah.
be tomorrow's problem.
Yeah.
Because it's been about 2 hours actually, so we're gonna wrap it up.
Should we start the RP Discord channel?
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Manage people's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can discuss that. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who joined us.
Yeah, thanks, chat.
This was super
Thank you.
fun. I hope you guys are excited for Wednesday's episode where we do the first episode, and it'll be great. We'll do a fun Monster Week run, and we'll see how long we do this.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Obviously, I hope that the strike ends soon.
Yes.
But I also hope that we get to play a couple of these.
At least one round.
If
at
the
least
strike
two.
ends tomorrow, I think we still play.
Oh, yeah, no, we-
Yeah, we could still play.
We would still play this.
In
yeah.
all fairness, I do have a set of videos edited. So as soon as if the strike ends, we are ready to jump back.
ready
in.
to do it.
Because we all remember exactly where we were in Angel, right?
Yeah.
That isn't my problem.
Re-listen to the episode.
Yeah, listen to the
Bye.
episode. Listen to the couple of episodes before. That's what you do because we are only partly into 5.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
And we're going to release this as a regular podcast thing. So thanks to
Yeah.
everybody listening after the fact.
Yeah.
Probably makes sense.
And
Maybe
we'll
we'll put it on. We'll put it on the main feed should we put a disclaimer like you don't need to listen to this if you don't want to? We'll
put that in the description.
I feel like that's just the standard for most things. You don't need to listen to them if you don't want to.
How life works. Like when you
She's not
speak,
wrong.
I'm saying in terms of like people
Yeah.
who want to listen to the first.
That's
Sure.
fine.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
The
You're not going to be
actual
missing
session
anything too. Like
We'll
yeah.
recap today on our
For sure.
next full
Sure.
podcast.
Yeah.
For
Cool.
sure. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
beautiful
Bye.
day.
Oh my gosh, I realized we didn't introduce each other at the beginning of
Whoopsies.
this. Whoops.
you know.
So-
You know us. Bye.
Well, now it's on. But if it's going on the thing,
Well,
I'm
stop
Stasha.
stop the stream. we'll, how about this? Just do it off the stream, and we'll do an intro outro.
Sounds good.
Peek
All right.
behind the curtain. Oh my god.
Bye.
Bye.
They're gonna know.